Jim Collins' attention to detail, his commitment to quality, and a job that's always guaranteed has given his customers peace of mind. Jim Collins Auto Body on Glenway Avenue near Best Buy, 922-6336.
Hi, I'm Brian Patrick. Enjoy the game here on Sacred Heart Radio, and be sure to stay with Sacred Heart Radio for the Sunrise Morning Show. Monday morning, Matt and I will have interesting interviews, news, weather, and traffic, all
5 seconds.
Your day a better way. The Sunrise Morning Show on Sacred Heart Radio.
Welcome back to the Prep Sports Radio Network. I'm John, currently on the field at the pit with the head coach of the Elder Panthers, Doug Ramsey. Ramsey's Panthers back at home tonight to take on the Trojans of Indianapolis Bishop Chatard, Week 5 of the 2013 campaign. Elder at 3-1. Coach, let's take a quick look back at last week, a very difficult week for your team. You go to Cleveland, take on Lakewood St. Ed's, which I think, after getting to look at them, has to be one of the best teams in the state. What did you learn about your team last week?
I don't know. Well, it's a good question. I think some guys competed really well, and I think some guys, the game might have been a little bit too big for them. For most of the game, we were playing with 6 sophomores, some juniors, and it was kind of their first taste of a big-time football like that, so I think we learned that, you got to come to play.
Where are you health-wise, Coach?
We're banged up a little bit. Chris didn't play much last week, and Andrew Sportsman, he's out, another concussion or concussion-like symptoms. So I'm not sure we'll even have him the rest of the season. I think Carl Langrich is feeling a lot better, and Nick Fishburne's feeling a lot better. So, I think we had a good week of practice, but I think we had a week of practice where we got semi-healthy.
And assess your sophomore quarterback, Peyton Ramsey, at this stage.
I thought last week he's one of the guys who really competed well. He took some shots, and, we threw for 211 yards, and he was actually our leading rusher as well. So I thought he did a pretty good job. Now, Nick Peters is back now. He wasn't cleared until Wednesday, so he didn't get a lot of practice reps this week, but we do have him back in the fold, so, we'll see what happens with that.
All right, Coach, you're at the midway point of your season, Week 5. You're taking on a team that really you know pretty well, Bishop Chatard, the 9th meeting between these two schools. What do they look like on tape? What do you expect out of the Trojans tonight?
They're like always, really physical. They just want to run the ball right at you. They actually throw the ball a little bit more this year than they have been. Defensively, they're going to do everything they can to stop you from running the ball. They're going to load the box and play physical. So it'll be a great challenge.
Did you ever envision when you started the season that you would have so many young guys playing, and what's that been like for you and your coaching staff? Because I don't think it's something you guys have faced too much before.
No, really. It's funny because Dr. Bosa made a comment earlier today. He's like, I've seen you guys play a lot of football, and I've seen some sophomores play, and I'm watching the game. I see 6 of them playing. That's not normal. It's good and it's bad. It's it's getting those guys great experience, and I think they're growing up pretty fast. But there's a big difference between 17, 18-year-olds and 15, 16-year-olds. And I think sometimes the physical side of the game may be a little much because they just haven't had the time in the weight room. But I think those guys are all good players. I think they're all going to be down the road, be really good players. So it bodes well, I think, for the future.
Coach, taking a quick look back at Andrew Sportsman, I know that was a guy at the beginning of the year that you relied on to stretch the field. How do you intend to do that now?
I don't know. We're not blessed with a ton of speed at wide receiver. And so we're going to have to be creative with some things that we do, and because I think we're going to get more and more as we go on. People are going to load the box and play some man coverage. So we're going to have to run some routes where we set picks and do things like that, to get guys open. But we're going to have to be a little bit more creative in what we do.
All right, Coach, beautiful night at the pit. I'm sure you're glad to be back. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Head coach of the Elder Panthers, Doug Ramsey. Ramsey and the Panthers taking on Indianapolis Bishop Chatard, and the kickoff is next on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Your electric bill these days can be pretty shocking. And trying to fix an electrical problem by yourself can be...
I'm going to do a 1 minute here.
Is by calling Cooper Electric. Cooper has been serving Greater Cincinnati's electrical needs for over 64 years. They're licensed pros with years of on-the-job experience. Cooper Electric will save you money by wiring or rewiring your home more efficiently and installing devices to conserve electricity. And when you call Cooper Electric, you'll be in for another shock. A real person will answer your call 24/7, 365. 513-271-5000. 271-5000.
Those American
Portions of tonight's Elder Game are sponsored by financial advisors Adam Schuster, Ted Lucian, and Matthew Smith of the Lucian Schuster team at Morgan Stanley Smith Barney in Cincinnati, offering wealth management planning for their clients. Elder grad Adam Schuster, a certified financial planner practitioner with Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, is currently scheduling wealth management consultations at 513-562-8304. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SI.
I've got it queued to go before game open.
Good Catholic Radio. 740 WNOP Newport. 89.5 WNOP FM for sales. 89.5 WHSS Hamilton. And online and mobile streaming at sacredheartradio.com.
Sacred Heart Radio.
This is Bill Hemmer, Fox News Channel, Elder Class of 83. No one forgets their first time in the pit, and neither do I. And today, with
game open next.
Elder football game, no matter where in the world the news takes me. The Prep Sports Radio Network and ehsports.com. Altiora and go Panthers.
Wow! Takes a snap, quarterback sneak, pushes the pile forward. He's in, touchdown Elder!
Now, the Prep Sports Radio Network is proud to bring you the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week. Brought to you by McCluskey Chevrolet. Tonight's game is also presented by Cincinnati Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center, Cooper Electric, Adam Schuster Financial Advisor with Morgan Stanley, La Rosa's Pizza, Holding Realtors, Skyline Chili, Schmidt Heating and Cooling, Wardway Fuels, Guy and Patrick Cagney with Coldwell Banker, Jim Collins Auto Body, Schroer Optical, Red Wing Shoes of Florence, Kentucky, The Consult, Jake Sweeney Mazda West, Robert Jones Plumbing, CincinnatiNightOut.com, the Cincinnati Cyclones, and also presented by the Holy Grail West and Downtown at the Banks. And now, for the exciting play-by-play of Elder Panther football, here's John Kirtley and Phil Bengal.
Good evening once again, everybody, along with Sean O'Connor, Craig Bengal, and Phil the Thrill Bengal. I'm John Kirtley. Tonight from the pit on the campus of Elder High School in Price Hill on the west side of Cincinnati, it's the Prep Sports Radio Network, McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week, presented by the Holy Grail and Cincinnati Sports Medicine. The Trojans of Bishop Chatard of Indianapolis and the Elder Panthers live on the air, 7:40 a.m., and 89.5 FM Sacred Heart Radio, and around the world on the web, ehsports.com. It is a crystal clear, spectacular late fall evening here on the west side as we open up week 5 of the 2013 Elder Panther season. The 3-1 Panthers taking an uppercut to the jaw last week in Cleveland. Back home tonight to take on Indianapolis Bishop Chatard in week 5. Phil Bengal, we're at the midway point, and Elder is limping literally with a lot of injuries. They'll have to bounce back big time tonight against Bishop Chatard.
Well, tonight I think they're going to get back. They're going to get back their running back Chris Schroer. That's going to definitely help out the offense. But last week was a rough one. You learn from that, but you move on. It's nothing you can do about it in the past. You have to keep playing and moving forward and shift your focus to a Chatard team that is very talented, has a strong running game, and it has to totally change your mindset from last week to getting ready for tonight and returning back to the pit. So a little bit of confidence and back to playing on Friday night. No big bus trip for the Panthers, so look for them to be back in stride.
The 9th meeting between Elder and Bishop Chatard and Sean O'Connor. It's always good to, after a long road trip, to come back to the friendly confines.
Oh, without a doubt, especially when you get throttled as bad as the Panthers did last week. But you're coming home to friendly confines, as you say, against a team that they're awful confident about. They believe that they can beat this team, just as they do every week. But you just have to put that game last week out of your mind and move on, and you got Chatard tonight.
The sun's setting in the background, and we are set for football as senior place kicker Matt Murray boots it away, and it's fumbled at the 12-yard line, but picked up on the bounce by the Bishop Chatard kickoff returner. Max Taylor returns it to the 22-yard line for the Trojans, and we are underway from the pit. Tonight's Wardway Fuels game time temperature is 79 degrees. Wardway Fuels provides heating oil and propane for the home or business. Gas, grills, and pool supplies are also available. Wardway Fuels, located on the corner of Glenway and Bridgetown, 513-574-0061. First down and 10 at the 22-yard line. And senior quarterback Sam Gleaves under center on an I formation will throw a quick slant to the near side. It's caught at the 27-yard line by Brian Ball, a junior, and it's a 5-yard gain for the Trojans on first down.
That ball seemed to take a while to get out there, Phil. It just kind of hung up in the air a little bit, and could be a problem later in the game to try to throw those passes that flat, because the Panthers have been known this season to pick those off.
Believes at 6'2", 195 pounds, the 3-2 Trojans from Indianapolis take the snap on 2nd and 5 from the 27, and up the middle goes Alex Kamak, and he is met in the hole by Kyle Orloff and company. A short gain brings up 3rd and 2 from the 30-yard line.
Alex Kamak is a guy that they talked about, no doubt, in the pregame show, already putting up 981 yards rushing this year, so he is their feature back, has almost over 1,000 yards coming into this game total so far, so look for him, and he's a load at 6'2", 219 back there.
The numbers for Kamak are just circus crazy. 196 yards per game. Let me tell you, this is not a misprint. 24 touchdowns on the season already. And on 3rd and short, he has the first down. He's short. He's well short of the first down. He gets over the 30 to the 31-yard line.
He barely got back to the line of scrimmage, John.
It did, and it brings up a 4th down and 2, and Bishop Chatard is forced to punt. So a 3-and-out generated by the Elder defense. The Panthers are in their home jerseys, purple tops, white trousers, white helmets trimmed in purple. Bishop Chatard in all white. Elder moves right to left across your radio dial. Craig Bengal roaming the sidelines tonight from the pit, and he'll be bringing you updates throughout the game as we raise the curtain on week 5. And Kamak, not only the main gun on offense, but also the punter for Bishop Chatard, and he will punt it away. Line of scrimmage to 31. It's a clean snap and a great kick, a knuckleball that will be brought down on a fair catch at the 33-yard line by Austin Cipriani, and the Elder offense takes the field for the first time tonight, and they are led at quarterback by 6'2", 180-pound sophomore Peyton Ramsey. Baptism by fire for Ramsey this season. Started the year splitting time with senior Nick Peters. Peters still injured. It's Ramsey's ship to steer. And Phil, tough game for the sophomore last week.
Last week he took his bruises, he took his bumps, but it's stuff you expect from as a sophomore quarterback. Plus, that was a very talented St. Ed's defense, so it's things that he's just got to move past and continue to move on towards.
1st and 10 for Elder at their own 33. 10 minutes to go, and they'll run a quarterback draw on first down, and Ramsey has some room across the 35 to the 40-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain for Ramsey, who entered tonight's game by completing 59% of his passes, 400 yards passing, also the second leading rusher for Elder. But the big gun for Elder, getting him back in the lineup tonight, Sean, is Chris Schwar, after missing most of that Lakewood St. Ed's game with a sprained ankle.
Definitely much needed, changes the whole dynamics of the offense.
And the senior has over 500 yards rushing through 4 games and 8 touchdowns. And he'll take the direct snap on 2nd down and 4 for Elder at the 39, and he has a hole up the middle on a trap play across the 45 to the 48. That's a first down on a 9-yard run by Schwar.
Brought down by Sam Lout by the Bishop Chatard Trojans, holding on, and again another safety that his eyes got as big as saucers when they saw Schwar coming through the line.
Fresh set of 4 for Elder. Peyton Ramsey in the gun. His older brother Tanner in at fullback with Chris Schwar behind him. And it's Chris Schwar right up the gut and takes on a tackler in the hole, falls across the 50 to the Trojan 48-yard line. Stop made by Will Thornburg. It's a 4-yard gain for Schwar, brings up 2nd and 6.
And you mentioned Tanner. Tanner did a great job on that play of opening up the hole for his brother to come through the backside tackle.
The Elder offensive line really didn't get a fair shot last week as Elder got down early, and without Schwar could not lean on that defensive line of the Lakewood St. Edwards Eagles, which has been the calling card for that Elder offensive line all year. On 2nd and 6, it's Ramsey up the middle on a quarterback draw. He goes nowhere, bounces off the pile, tries to cut it left, but is cut down maybe for a loss of 1 on the play.
And the advantage that the Panthers have with Schwar healthy now is the fact that they can, on first down, they can pick up 4 or 5 yards and go for something like that on 2nd down. And if it's a broken play, it's not a panic mode because you're still looking at a very makeable 3rd down situation.
8 minutes to go in the first quarter, no score. Bishop, Chatard, and Elder from the pit. A beautiful night here in Cincinnati, as I'm sure all of our listeners are aware. 79 degrees at kickoff. Ramsey on 3rd and 6. Loads up, wants to throw deep, and the ball is knocked out of his arms. Incomplete. Looked like he had a open receiver on the far sideline, but his arm looked like it might have hit a lineman. It's incomplete, brings up 4th down.
Just looking at the play, one of the things that stood out to me was it seemed like the pocket sat down pretty tight on him, but it didn't seem like Peyton took that much of a drop on the play, so I think the two combination caused that interference.
Okay, the snap to Tony Mazza, who's the punter for Elder. He'll kick it to Ball, and Ball brings it down at the 16, breaks a tackle, goes along the far sideline and dragged down at the 22-yard line, and that's a 29-yard net punt for Elder. Tonight's game is brought to you by Cooper Electric. Elder grad and Cooper Electric president Greg Hyland pledges to meet your demands for quality, value, and service. Cooper Electric's goal in all facets is to maintain satisfied customers and to develop customer relations for life. Cooper Electric, 513-271-5000, and stay tuned after the game for our Cooper Electric Elder Star of the Game. 1st and 10 for Bishop Chatard from their own 22, their second drive of the game. On a bootleg, throwing to the near side, and wide open at the 50-yard line. Running it is Chase Sadler all the way down to the Elder 25-yard line, 30-yard line. A 48-yard gain, a play-action bootleg roll right, and Sadler wide open for a gain of 48.
Ottenreed looked like he fell down on the play, Phil.
He got a little tripped up, and Sadler was able to pick up just an excellent catch, get a nice run after catch. He comes into the game with 6 catches for 97 yards, adding to his total, so he is one of their weapons in their pass game.
1st down and 10 for the Trojans at the Elder 30. I formation, double tight. They'll toss it to Kamak. Into the hole he goes, and Elder all over it. And it's Tony Mazza in the hole to bring down Kamak, and he had some company.
You don't see many pitches like that from quarterback to tailback much anymore, Phil.
Well, especially with, most of the tailbacks are not very big, but you're looking, again, we're 6'2", 219. I'm sure he looks a little bit bigger than that, actually, from up here, so you can give him that little room because he gets ahead of steam, but Elder right now is bringing it and hitting him hard.
Under 7 minutes to go in the first. 2nd and 7 for the Trojans. The Elder 27. Kamak to the 25-yard line. 2-yard gain brings up a 3rd down and 5.
Put themselves in a long 3rd and 5 here, Phil, and all sitting right on the 25-yard line, the 24-yard line. Quite interesting to see if they're going to pass the ball on this 3rd down as they did last time.
3rd down and 4, and a boisterous crowd here at the pit is on their feet early on a critical 3rd and 4 for Bishop Chatard at the Elder 24. Double tight end formation, I formation, one receiver split to the right. And they'll play fake, a bootleg left, loading up and throwing far sideline, one-on-one over the head of the intended receiver as Gleaves overshot his man at the 5-yard line. It's 4th down, intended receiver was Anthony LaRose, and here comes the kicking or punting unit for Bishop Chatard.
Looking from that angle we're at, Phil, it almost looked like that pass that originally was nearly going to be an interception, but the pass was just thrown too far.
Good coverage on the play. That was Michael Bailey. He's wearing number 10 tonight for the Panthers in honor of Taylor Lee again, who did have his surgery today, and it did go very well, and I'm sure he's listening right now, so we wish him all the best in recovery.
Chase Sadler is on to attempt a 41-yard field goal for Bishop Chatard from the right hash mark. Snap, hold is good, and the kick is no good. A line drive knuckleball that careens into the Elder end zone, and the Panthers bend but do not break after the big catch and run by Sadler, and the Elder takes over on downs. Tonight's game is brought to you by Robert Jones Plumbing. Plumbing problems, big or small, disappear with Robert Jones Plumbing. Robert Jones Plumbing is a proud sponsor of the Prep Sports Radio Network. 513-353-2230, Robert Jones Plumbing. 6:03 to go first quarter here on the Prep Sports Radio Network. McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week on Sacred Heart Radio, ehsports.com. Presented by the Holy Grail. No score. Elder 1st and 10 from their 20. Quick slant route over the head of the intended receiver as Ramsey tried to hit Nick Hall on a slant, and the sophomore could not bring it down. And Phil, Elder is short at the wide receiver position. The loss of Andrew Sportsman, a big one for the Panthers.
Sportsman, out again this week. So Nick Hall has to come in and step up. Another sophomore another baptism by fire. But again, it's the middle of the season. You've been practicing all year, so he's got to be ready to go. No mistakes, can be chalked up to, well, it's my first time out there.
2nd and 10 for Elder at their own 20. Clear the backfield for Ramsey. They want another quarterback draw right up the gut, and Bishop Chatard is wise to it as Sam Lauk cuts down Ramsey after a 1-yard gain, brings up 3rd and 9 for Elder.
Lauk's doing an excellent job of getting through the line the last couple of series, and unfortunately the Panthers have nothing to counter that right now. He's able to slice, and as soon as he gets through that line and they run to the right side, he's making plays in the backfield.
5:32 to go first quarter, no score. Elder and Bishop Chatard, 3rd and 9 for the Panthers at their own 21. Ramsey will throw, gets a block from Schwarr, will roll right, now throw late on the sideline, complete to Devin Pike, short of the first down at the 28-yard line, brings up a 4th down and 2. Devin Pike, the 6'5", 230-pound senior, headed to Louisville next year. His first catch of the day, a 6-yarder shy of the first down. And Elder will punt. Tony Mazza with his second punt of the night. Back deep to receive for Bishop Chatard. Brian Ball. Snap back to Mazza. He drops it, picks it up, and boots it away. End over end kick. Ball will have a chance at the 32. Right at the middle to 35. And met head on by Orloff at the 38. That's a 34-yard net punt. And Bishop Chatard back on the attack. A bit of a pitcher's duel tonight, guys. No score with 5:08 to go in the first.
I'm just happy that sun finally went behind those trees. I can see more than 10 feet. I still see spots, but that was brutal.
The sun indeed has set here on the west side. An absolutely perfect night for football in late September. Sam Gleaves under center. I formation for the Trojans at their own 38. Their 3rd possession of the night, and Alex Kamak, tough sledding, nowhere to go. And he's still churning. The referees did not blow the whistle. He gets to the 38-yard line on second effort. Brings up 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, I think he was right on top of one of his own players actually when he slid down. But so far, you haven't heard a whole lot of Kamak coming out. Panthers really seem to have keyed in this week on just making sure that when they hit him, they wrap up and drive through. Now, you can't arm tackle this guy, and so far the Panthers have been able to keep him in check because of that. 4:35 to go in the first quarter. No score. 2nd and 9 for Bishop Chatard at their own 38-yard line. I formation again for Sam Gleaves at quarterback. Kamak dotting the I. Receiver in motion is Chase Sadler. He's on the near side. And they'll play fake. And a rush comes. He fumbles the football. And it's still loose at the 25-yard line. And Elder has it. Big play. Dustin Applegate and Johnny Lammers hit the quarterback. The ball is recovered by Joe Schwarr at the 25. And that was one of those plays where the ball just popped out at the last second, and the Chatard lineman wasn't able to just really wrangle the ball in, but the Panthers defense has been swarming all night up the gut. Early hits in with Applegate and with Fishburne and those guys fighting through in Lammer. So the defense comes up with a big play, giving Elder a short field, which hopefully will work to their benefit to get some points on the board.
So Elder generates a turnover, precious few of those this year, and this one a big one as it sets up Elder 1st and 10 at the Bishop Chatard 24-yard line. Chris Schwarr, direct snap formation. 3 tight ends in the formation with Peyton Ramsey split to the left. Bishop Chatard puts 9 in the box. Snap to Schwarr, and he'll cut it right. Has some room at the 20, still going at the 18-yard line, a 7-yard gain. Good patience by Schwarr. 6-yard gain makes it 2nd and 4.
Yeah, that patience paid off. At first, John, it looked like he was going to be able to make some real big gains on the outside, but he did slow up and allowed his lineman to get in front of him and take out 2 defenders on the play and was able to pick up 6 on the play.
That was big old Kevin Pickett he was waiting for.
I'll get there.
2nd down and 3 at the 17 for Elder. Again, a direct snap formation. Tanner Ramsey in motion. Schwarr takes a snap. Again, now he'll cut it left, pick his way through traffic. A little bit of daylight, but short of the first down to the 15. 2-yard gain brings up a 3rd down and 1. Tonight's game is brought to you by Hoting Realtors, a proud sponsor of Elder Panther football. The next time you are selling your home or looking for a new one, call one of these Elder grads and Hoting team members. Brian Baisley, Steve Florian, Rick Hoting, Doug Rolfus, Mike Rolfus, Dave Tepe, or Mike Wright. Hoding Realtors, 451-4800, or hoding.com, Hoding Realtors. 3rd and 1 for Elder at the 15. And Peyton Ramsey will be in the shotgun. Man in motion is Chris Schwarr, now have an illegal procedure penalty. And down to the sidelines, and our man, Craig Bengal. Craig?
Their defense has been able to wrap up Alex Kamak, and I believe that's from Doug Ramsey earlier talking about how great this team has been at tackling, and hopefully that can carries on the rest of the night. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Craig. And Elder, after the penalty, facing a 3rd and 6 at the 20. They'll hand to Schwarr up the middle, and he goes nowhere. So conservative play call by Elder as Ramsey is stacked up by at least 9 Trojans. Brings up a 4th down at the 20, a 4th and 6.
I wouldn't be surprised they don't go for this, John. You're going to put them. The ball's going to be at the 20-yard line. Might as well go for it here with 2:10 left with no score in the ball game. Nothing to lose right now if you go for it.
And that is indeed what Doug Ramsey is going to do. 4th down and 6 for Elder at the 20. Under 2 minutes to go in a scoreless first quarter here at the pit. Peyton Ramsey will be in the shotgun. Chris Schwarr behind him. Nick Hall split to the right. Cipriani to the left. Ramsey has time. Throws near side. Cipriani has it at the 12-yard line. 8-yard gain. First down Elder. Beautifully done. Ramsey stood in there, took a shot to deliver the ball on time.
But Chris Schwarr made 2 key blocks on that play. He did the smart thing, looked on his inside first. He saw that guy was a little bit slower than the outside guy. He just barely chucked the guy on the outside and blocked the guy on the inside, and it just gave him enough time to release that football for a first down pass.
Fresh set of 4 for Elder, and this time they'll go back to Schwarr in the direct snap formation. This used to be called the Wildcat, but nothing really wild about it. It's a snap and a run. And Schwarr, again, takes a snap. He'll cut it outside, has some room at the 10. Takes on a tackler, runs him over at the 5-yard line, down to the 3. Sam Lauk put a quarter in Chris Schwarr and took a ride for 5 yards. And Schwarr runs it for almost 9 yards. 2nd and short for Elder. And for the first time tonight, we'll see Joshua Flagg Jackson into the game for Elder at quarterback. Interesting. Didn't see anything wrong with Peyton Ramsey. And Ramsey is indeed in the game, still in the game. So Joshua Flagg Jackson in there as well as a running back. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. And they'll fake the handoff to Flagg Jackson. Ramsey runs it up the middle, and he is stacked up at the 5. No gain on the play. Actually a loss of 2. It brings up 3rd and 5. Now, Elder, I think, in 3rd and 3 from the 5. Elder can generate a first down still.
And I don't want to take credit for this because you can probably hear it, but the coaches in such proximity to us said, follow him, and really, Peyton Ramsey on that play, he's got Kevin Pickett running in front of him, 6'3", 280 pounds, cutting the lane for you. You get behind that guy and follow him, hide behind him almost, and he would have picked up that first down.
10 seconds left in the first quarter, no score, but Elder with a 3rd and 3 at the Bishop Chatard 5-yard line. Schwarr in the Wildcat. Takes the snap, and in picking his way through traffic, has some room, looking for the first down, and he has it at the 2-yard line.
It's going to be close, John.
It will be close.
Yeah, this far side, or the near side judge is going to spot him just short, it looks like.
It is indeed 4th. Well, they mark it first down.
That's the end of the quarter.
That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Elder with a fresh set of 4, 1st and goal at the 2 when we start the second quarter from the pit on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Hi, Elder. 1 minute here.
Muskie Chevrolet. We are home of lifetime powertrain protection. To your home or work, or even to bring in your car for any service or body shop needs. I call it the McCluskey West Side VIP service. Walt Kelsey, your West Side neighbor, 761-1111.
McCluskey Chevrolet, lower prices, lower rates.
Nice ring wide pass, possible blast, rebound.
Promo than you after this.
Game 1 is in the books. Cyclones win it in double overtime.
The Cincinnati Cyclones kick off the 2013-14 season on Saturday, October the 19th at U.S. Bank Arena as their defending North Division champions host the 2013 First Face-Off. For more information, log on to CyclonesHockey.com or
421 puck. Cyclones hockey, it's more than just a game.
I want to challenge those Elder Panther fans that have enjoyed the games. Take some of that money that you would spend that is discretionary and pledge it to Sacred Heart Radio. It is such a
5 seconds.
Really appreciate it.
Elder fans, to pledge now, visit sacredheartradio.com.
All right, start of the second quarter of the pit. Elder with a first and goal at the 2-yard line. No score with Bishop Chatard. Wildcat formation for Chris Schwar with Tanner Ramsey in front of him as a blocking back. They snap it to Schwar. Schwar cuts it outside and walks into the end zone. His 9th touchdown of the season gives Elder a 6-0 lead on the first snap of the second quarter.
Made that look pretty easy there, Phil. Just a quick little pitch to the outside. No one touched him. Into the end zone he goes.
A lot of guys got tied up in the middle, but that right there, that's the confidence that this Elder offense needs after last week. Get back to what you do best and run the ball and get Chris Schwar in the end zone. Everything else will fall into play.
Matt Murray for the PAT. Elder leads 7-0, cashing in a fumble by Bishop Chatard quarterback Sam Gleaves, and Elder goes 24 yards for Pater. 7-0 Panthers. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
A spacious chalet in the
32nd here.
makes the perfect setting for your family reunion, couples weekend, or winter ski vacation. Visit relaxchalet.com to take a tour of the amenities and features of this beautiful mountain escape, overlooking the city of Gatlinburg and stunning mountain views. This outstanding property is owned by Western Hills folks, and they know you'll love it. Availability and complete
5 seconds.
relaxchalet.com. relaxchalet.com.
Along with Greg Bengal, Sean O'Connor, and Phil the Thrill Bengal, I'm John Kirtley, the Prep Sports Radio Network. McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week, presented by the Holy Grail and Cincinnati Sports Medicine. 11:57 to go, second quarter here on the Prep Sports Radio Network, 740 AM, 89.5 FM, and ehsports.com. On a 2-yard Chris Schwar touchdown run, Elder leads Bishop Chatard of Indianapolis 7-0. And the Elder faithful on their feet. Week 5 of this 2013 season, Elder trying to go 4-1 before GCL play starts next week. Matt Murray with a pooch kick to the 15-yard line. It'll be returned by Max Taylor, and Taylor to the 30-yard line. And Bishop Chatard, which has punted twice and fumbled once, will begin their 4th possession of the night at the 30-yard line.
One of the new linemen we're going to see in the game here is number 74, Joe Isham, coming in, 6'1", 230-pound junior. Carl Langridge, he's coming in for him next to Fishburne. Langridge tweaked his lower leg injury. He's kind of been battling since week 1 and just a little sore there, so Isham is going to be in that rotation pretty heavily up front.
Sam Gleaves under center on the I formation for Bishop Chatard. Alex Kamak, 196 yards per game, in at tailback, but on a play fake, they'll roll right. Gleaves throws far sideline, incomplete, intended for Chase Sadler. Thomas Ottenreeb in coverage, 2nd down and 10.
Right now, the Panther defense doing a pretty good job getting pressure up front, and their coverage seems to be making a rebound from last week. Last week they struggled with the push up front. I mean, the first 3 plays from the line of scrimmage were pretty bad from a defensive standpoint. So this week looks like they've rebounded and refocused. 2nd and 10 at the 30. Gleaves under center.
And this time they'll toss it to the near side, and cutting it up the middle is Stan Jackson, a 5'11", 165-pound, shifty, slithery tailback. He goes nowhere to the 30. Well, he picks up 5 to the 35, a 5-yard gain for Jackson.
Firmus for the tackle for the Panthers on the play, doing a good job coming up from the defensive backs and just making the connection at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 5 for the Trojans at their own 35. The teams have switched sides. Bishop Chatard now going right to left. Gleaves under center, I formation. Kamak back in there in a 2 tight end formation. Gleaves will roll right again. Here comes pressure, and they got him. Another fumble. No, he hung on to it, but the blitz and sack by Ryan Furness. A 10-yard loss makes it 4th and 15.
He pretty much came through untouched, Phil, through the defensive and offensive line of scrimmage, got to the backfield, and pretty much made it happen very quickly.
And for the 3rd time tonight, Alex Kamak will be punting. He's had much more success punting than running. Austin Cipriani standing at the Elder 38 to receive this punt. Elder showing punt block. Kamak gets it out of there. Good punt, end over end. Cipriani at the 35. He has one man to beat at the 35, gets by him, but is brought down at the 40. It's a 33-yard net punt. Elder with good field position, 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. The color purple is always in style at the Elder Spirit Store. The hottest styles in shirts, jackets, sweatshirts, and T-shirts are all there. Plus, many unique gifts and Elder items for that hard-to-beat Elder fan. Visit the Elder Spirit Store right in front of the pit.
And if your Elder T-shirt is more than 3 years old, please buy one, a new one.
Hey, our shirts, this one's not too bad, but PSRN shirts need a little updating. I might have to make a request to accounts payable or something like that. 10:22 to go in the second quarter. Elder leads 7-zip, has the ball 1st and 10 at its own 40. Play action fake. Ramsey with pressure. Rolls right, gets out of it. And now he has time. Now he'll run it. At the 45, and he is blasted out of bounds. A big hit into the Elder bench area. No flag, but a real big hit by Will Thornburg after a gain of 5 by Ramsey.
And the cooler stayed on the table.
Unreal.
He hit that table pretty hard. I thought there was somebody in the front row down there. It was going to be like SeaWorld, get a little wet, but no, did not. And everybody's safe and sound. He jumps right back up. Looked worse than it was.
Forward progress actually makes it a 7-yard gain for Ramsey. That would have been a fine, a penalty, and maybe a 16-game suspension if you're in the NFL, at least from the refs that were at the Bengals game last week. 2nd and 3 for Elder at the 47. Ramsey will hand to Schwarr. Up the gut he goes. He spins out of there on a pirouette, now has it at the 50. At the 45, first down to the 42-yard line. 11-yard run by Ramsey. A 360 spin move after he was stacked up in the hole, picks up 11. Beautiful.
All right, first thing in films, Coach Ramsey's going to say, number 86, played to the whistle. It was a touchdown as he made that block until the whistle, and he didn't hold on to that block, and he gets tackled.
Yeah, Max Taylor was able to shed that block pretty easily and make the play. If not, that would have been a big one. But again, he's on the backside, so
play to the whistle.
First and 10 for Elder at the 43 on a draw play. Schwarr up the middle, and he's brought down after a 1-yard gain. On the stop was Michael Annie for Bishop Chatard.
It's funny, as slow as the plays are developing for the Panthers, Phil, it seems like it's really to their benefit because of over pursuit and good coverage by Chatard. It's bad to say that, but Chatard's playing good defense, but Elder with delaying things of opening up faster is really helping their offense right now.
9:15 to go, second quarter. 7-0 Panthers over the Trojans. Ramsey on 2nd and 9, play fake. Has time, throws near sideline, wide open. Cipriani makes the grab at the 29-yard line, out of bounds, a gain of 14.
It was excellent pressure there by the Chatard defense. That was Noah Schrader trying to get it. Was a 40. I couldn't see the other number, but the most encouraging part for me was that Peyton Ramsey stood there and just made the throw. It didn't react to the lineman as he was coming at him.
Yeah, that is something that's very impressive about Ramsey is his poise in there, and he's
taking some shots.
Yeah, it's not been peaches and cream this season, but obviously it's got a lot of moxie. And that throw gets Elder a first down at the Trojan 29, and it's Schwarr off left tackle. No, Ramsey keeps it. Fake me out, no gain. Ramsey taking a beating at 2nd and 10. My eyes are going bad.
It's from that sun early.
That's right.
Those sunspots.
Tonight's game brought to you by Schmidt Heating and Cooling, a proud sponsor of tonight's game. Schmidt Heating and Cooling has been family operated since 1954. They service both residential and business customers, and they recommend quality Lennox products. Schmidt Heating and Cooling, 531-6900. Schmidt Heating and Cooling, 531-6900. Check in with Craig Bengal in a moment. 8:30 to go. Elder with a 7-0 lead. 2nd and 10 from the Trojan 29. Ramsey to throw. Rolls left. In trouble. But a man open. That's Dominic Fallaci, or Pete Fallaci, at the 25-yard line. Down to the 22. Dominic Fallaci. Had it right the first time. And that's a 6-yard gain for Fallaci and brings up a 3rd down and 3. And down to the sidelines, and our man, Craig Bengal. Craig.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the most patient, meticulous, methodical running backs Elder has ever seen. You see him, he's patient. He looks for a hole to open. If it's not there, he goes somewhere else, and that's why he's gotten a lot of yards this season. Back up to you guys.
That's a good observation. He's very patient running today. 3rd and 4 at 23. Wildcat formation for Schwarr. And he'll run it this time on a counter play. Cuts it outside and has enough for a first down inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line. A 6-yard gain.
Did you notice, Phil, on that play, the Trojans shifted into the gaps, hoping to clog those holes that Craig was mentioning. But all that does, when they're running those type of counter plays, it makes the blocks even easier because all you're doing is blocking down. You're not having to push. You're having just to knock him down, and he's going to run right to your backside.
7:24 to go in the half. Elder leads 7-0, looking for more. First down and 10 at the Bishop Chatard 18-yard line. Peyton Ramsey in the gun. He's got Chris Schwarr behind him, 2 receivers to the right. And play fake. Turns around, throws near sideline. Cipriani again, leaps, makes the grab at the 6-yard line. First down, Elder. Cipriani climbs the ladder for a 12-yard gain, first and goal.
Chris Schwarr got up a little limping there on that play, making a great block on the backside. But
yeah, good. That's a good point, Sean. He is. And he missed 99% of that game last week with his ankle, and well, just not a guy that Elder can afford to lose.
Well, I always remember a guy named Kyle Kester used to get up limping a lot from the pile and then go gain another 5 or 6 yards. And so I'm not too worried. Chris Schwarr is a pretty tough kid, so I think we'll be okay.
It's hard to believe.
First and goal at the 7. 6:42 to go in the half. Chris Schwarr in the Wildcat. And he'll run it this time, and he'll cut it to the outside. And
you're going to get him hurt. You got to get him out.
He looks like he's limping, and we have a late penalty flag on Elder as Schwarr goes nowhere on the play. It's second and goal at the 7 with the penalty flag coming, and it's going to be a personal foul on somebody.
Chris hobbled to the line of scrimmage with the football, Phil, and that's something you don't want to see at any level because those defensive players are coming at you full bore, and if you're even going not even close to your full speed and being able to have leverage, you're just asking yourself to get hurt.
Well, and I think on that play that it closed down pretty quick because I think he was ready to bounce it outside and it wasn't coming, and the linebackers came over the top, on that too. So that made it even more of a situation where he wasn't moving at a high rate of speed. But now you're getting, big penalty on the Panthers here.
Personal foul, and Elder we backed up 15 yards. So this really.
I thought it was offsetting. Or did he make a mistake on that?
They're backing Elder up to the 17-yard line. It must have been a 10-yard penalty, not a personal foul.
Okay.
But it was a personal foul. Personal foul on both teams. So they mark. Okay, so they net it out. Basically, it's half the distance to the goal for Elder, and then they mark off 15 for Bishop Chatard. Net result is a second and goal from the 18-yard line.
Yeah, you'd have to explain that one to me later. Yeah. Get out the in-depth book on that one.
Slide rule.
It's going to take a timeout, John.
Timeout, Elder. 6:20 to go in the half. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
The search is over.
That doesn't make any sense.
32nd here.
On your favorite teams is Holy Grail, west on Ebenezer Road or the Banks next door to Great American Ballpark. See every play in high def. The Holy Grail.
Promo, then back to you.
Search is over.
Hi, I'm Brian Patrick. Enjoy the game here on Sacred Heart Radio, and be sure to stay with Sacred Heart Radio for the Sunrise Morning Show. Monday morning, Matt and I will have interesting interviews, news, weather, and
5 seconds.
Need to start your day a better way. The Sunrise Morning Show on Sacred Heart Radio.
Welcome back to the pit along with Sean O'Connor, Phil the Thrill Bengal, and Craig Bengal. I'm John Kirtley, the Prep Sports Radio Network, McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week on 740 AM and 89.5 FM Sacred Heart Radio, and we welcome everyone listening around the world on the web on ehsports.com, on your smartphone, your iPad, whatever you got. We're just grateful that you're dialing us in from wherever you are on the globe tonight.
2 cans and a string.
That's right. Elder leads Bishop Chatard 7-0 with 6:20 to go in the half. And Elder, after a personal foul penalty, has a second and goal from the 18-yard line. Peyton Ramsey in the gun with Chris Schwarr to his left. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. And Ramsey runs a quarterback draw, has some room, and a block. At the 10-yard line he goes, and that's an 8-yard gain, makes it third and goal from the 10. Tonight's game is brought to you by Red Wing Shoes, all-day comfort. That is no problem with Red Wing work footwear, with or without safety toe, and designed for nearly every job. Red Wing Shoes, Mall Road in Florence, a proud sponsor of Elder football. Coming up at halftime, it's the Coldwell Banker West Shell halftime report, anchored by Mark Bengal, Steve Bengal, and Tom Kennedy. 3rd and goal for Elder at the 9. They lead 7-0, 5:40 to go second quarter. Peyton Ramsey in the gun. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Ramsey takes the snap, looks right, has pressure coming from the blind side. Down he goes at the 22-yard line. His helmet flies off. A loss of 13 on the play. And boy, oh boy, did Elder shoot itself in the foot on that drive.
Absolutely, and Charlie Sexauer really came through that offensive line really quick and really made the Panthers get punished for that. And at this point in time, it's going to be one of the longest field goal attempts in a long time here at the pit by an Elder kicker.
Matt Murray will tee it up from just inside the 30, so make it a 39-yard attempt in between the hash marks to give Elder a 10-0 lead with 5:12 to go. Officially 39 yards on the kick. Snap is a good one. The hold is a good one by Cipriani. Long enough, beautifully struck by Murray right down the pipe. 10-0 Elder, 5 minutes to go in the half. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Holding Realtors is a proud sponsor of Elder
32nd here.
Higher Elder Community. The professionalism, integrity, and work ethic of Holding agents reflects the values of the Elder community they serve. Whether you're selling your home or property or finding a new one, you can expect Holding agents to go the extra yard to meet and exceed your needs. For all your real estate needs, trust the professionals at Holding Real.
5 seconds.
4800. On the web or smartphone at holding.com.
Looking for a fun and exciting outing for your group, organization, or holiday party? Well, the Cincinnati Cyclones have you covered. The Cincinnati Cyclones offer many customizable options. You can get more information at 513-421-PUCK. Group discounts are also available. Cyclones Hockey. It's more than just a game. And Matt Murray continues his excellent senior season. Now 5 for 6 on the year from field goals. That one is longest of the season at 39 yards. He gives Elder a 10-0 lead with 4:59 left in the second quarter.
And he hit it really well. It's probably one of his best in-game kicks. He's done it a lot in pregame and after at halftime, but you've never seen him really kick that ball that well in a football game.
His kickoff is away. Will return at the 11-yard line, and up the middle goes Brian Ball. And Ball is going to be wrapped up and dropped at the 28-yard line. And the Trojans, who have not generated much on offense, down 10-0, will take over 1st and 10 at their own 28, moving right to left.
That's Chris Collins and Dustin Applegate getting off the bottom of that pile there for the Panthers. So far this year, it seems like the guys, when they get to the football on those kick returns, as long as they're minding their coverage and their lanes, they do a very good job.
Quarterback Sam Gleaves under center. He'll go with a wishbone toss to Alex Kamak, and Kamak gets through the first wave, but not the second. Down to the 35-yard line. 5-yard gain for Kamak, again averaging 196 yards per game. We don't have official stats, but he's well under 30 tonight in the first half. 24 touchdowns on the season already. Amazing.
And so far, he just really hasn't had a whole lot of help up front. The Elder defensive line and linebackers have done a good job of really plugging all the holes and keeping him back there.
6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. Another toss to Kamak. He dives over the pile, short of the first down, picks up 3. It'll bring 3rd and 1 at the 37-yard line for the Trojans. 4:14 to go in the second quarter. Elder leads 10-0.
It's Joe Isham getting up off the bottom of that play there, and actually he comes off the field. Carl Langridge back in on the defensive line for this possession.
3rd and 1 for Bishop Chatard. Wishbone with a triple tight end. Kamak right up the gut, and he's got the first down, running over Tony Mazza. Kyle Orloff hops on his back, brings him down. Tough running for Kamak, picks up 5.
And you can hear the coaching staff next to us, Sean. They're just yelling, too high, too high. Yeah, we repeat that every week when guys go against Chris Shore. It's the same thing. You know, if a guy is a hard-nosed, bruising runner, you cannot stand up and expect to tackle him. You have to get down and get in and try to drive him back from lower than he is.
1st and 10 Trojans at their own 42. 3:38 to go in the half. Elder leads 10-0. Gleaves under center, I formation. Kamak, nope, play fake. Gleaves to throw out of the backfield. He has his fullback, but he is blasted out of bounds by Johnny Lammers. Paul Rudolph with a 3-yard gain to the 45.
No, it was incomplete, John.
Incomplete. They wave it off, so the hit by Lammers dislodges the ball for 2nd down and 10. And be sure to stay tuned for the Coldwell Banker West Shell halftime report with Mark Bengal, Steve Bengal, and Tom Kennedy. They'll bring you up to speed on all the games throughout the Tri-State, including a big one in the GCL South tonight. 2nd and 10, Gleaves with a play-action fake. Throws far sideline. It's complete. 1st down. Brian Ball has it to the Elder 47-yard line. Tonight's game is brought to you by CincyNightOut.com. CincyNightOut.com is your one-stop resource for fun in Cincinnati. Restaurants, nightlife, entertainment, bands, and beyond. CincyNightOut.com is your interactive and informational resource for entertainment in Cincinnati. CincyNightOut.com. Make sure to download the My Night Out app on your mobile device. CincyNightOut.com.
A little confusion with the Trojans offense right now. They are 1 man short.
They get a man in there. Wishbone again. Kamak on the toss to the right. And through the hole he goes inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. His longest run of the night. And he was an ankle tackle away of taking that one all the way. Move the chains again for Bishop Chatard. 1st down at the Elder 37.
Ottenreeve and Bailey in on the tackle for the Panthers. Elder's defense right now struggling a little bit because Chatard picked the pace up. Now they're going a lot of quick counts. Before they were really dragging it out. Now they're just trying to base it off Elder being off balance.
2:45 to go in the half. 1st and 10, Trojans at the Elder 37. Again a wishbone. And again a toss, this time to the left. Kamak cuts it back to the middle. Met in the hole by Tony Mazza, who's really playing a strong game. Joe Schwar also in on the stop. 2-yard gain for Kamak. Tonight's game brought to you by Dr. Ken Schwar of Schwar Optical. Dr. Ken Schwar of Schwar Optical can make your world look a lot more in focus. Good eyesight is a vital key to success in school, work, or sports. If you think your vision is not what it should be, then let 1979 Elder grad Dr. Ken Schwar give you a complete eye examination. 451-0010, Schwar Optical. 2nd and 8 for the Trojans at the Elder 35. Back to throw, Gleaves. In trouble. Applegate has him. He spins out of it, though. Still on his feet. Orloff finally drags him down by the jersey at the 40-yard line. A loss of 3.
Wow, Phil. You felt sorry for him there for a second. It seemed like everybody was after him. He's getting pickpocketed and everything else, but he just wouldn't go down. 3, 4, 5 Panthers come up. Nobody could bring him down. It was actually his own player that he ran into that really helped the Panthers knock him down.
And a penalty flag on Elder here.
We have defensive holding. Well, yeah, wow. Way back out there.
Defensive holding in the secondary, which should give Trojans the 1st down. Doug Ramsey out on the field looking for an explanation. So the sack is going to be wiped off the board here.
And the question just becomes is when was it? That's what he's probably wanting to look for to find out when it happened or who it was. And just look for an explanation. But that was Kyle Orloff. I mean, I feel bad for Gleaves because he had that escaped until Orloff got a hold of his jersey and he just wasn't letting go. I mean, that was just Kyle Orloff playing like he did. He does week in and week out.
They may pick up this play. No, they're not going to. But I know the one official, that's what you're talking about, John, was seeing when the hold actually took place.
They will give Bishop Chatard a 5-yard penalty, but in high school football, that is not an automatic 1st down. So that makes it 2nd down and 3 for Chatard. They toss to Kamak, and Kamak right at the chains to the 27-yard line. Should be enough for a 1st down as we click under 1:45 to go in the 2nd quarter. Elder leading 10-zip.
That was Ryan Furness with the stop for the Panthers. Right now, the Panther defense just struggling a little bit to really string together some good defensive plays and bring Kamak down like they were early on in the 1st quarter.
That wishbone's giving him a little bit of difficult right now because that fullback's coming through that line.
They do generate a 1st down on that play. Again, the wishbone, and they'll toss to Kamak. He cuts it outside to the sideline and bumped out of bounds by Mazza, a gain of 3 to the 23-yard line. Tonight's game brought to you by Cincinnati Sports Medicine. For all your sports and orthopedic injuries, see Elder grad Dr. Matt Bosom at Cincinnati Sports Medicine, bringing world-class orthopedic care close to home. 347-9999 or on the web, CincinnatiSportsMed.com. Cincinnati Sports Medicine. 1:11 to go in the half. 2nd and 7 for the Trojans at the Elder 23. Elder leads 10-0.
They'll fake the toss. He'll throw deep, corner route, wide open, caught, touchdown. It was Anthony LaRose behind the defense. A 23-yard touchdown pass from Sam Gleaves. And the Trojans strike gold with 1:06 to go in the half. It's 10-6 as they go 70 yards against the Elder defense.
Just a nice play there. A little bit of a boot, go out opposite, fake the handoff, run into the right, get the whole defense off, and then Elder looking like they're in a zone, so they was just able to sit in that little gap and make a nice play for the Trojans.
Chase Sadler for the PAT, and it's good. So the offenses get it in gear in the second quarter. 1:06 remaining in the second quarter. Elder leads Bishop Chatard 10-7 on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Wardway Fuels.
32nd here.
Home fuel oil and propane supplier for over 30 years. But that's just a small part of what they do. They sell and service great grills like Weber, Duquesne, Boilmaster, and others. They offer complete pool supplies and expert service. And with cooler weather on the way, it's time to consider an outdoor fireplace. And they service and sell indoor gas fireplaces and accessories as well. Wardway Fuels is located at Glenway in Bridgetown.
5 seconds.
Or 0061. Wardway Fuels, 574-0061.
Welcome back to the pit along with Craig Bengal, Phil the Thrill Bengal, Sean O'Connor. I'm John Kirtley on the Prep Sports Radio Network. McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week on Sacred Heart Radio, ehsports.com. Presented by the Holy Grail and Cincinnati Sports Medicine. On a 23-yard touchdown pass by Sam Gleaves to Anthony LaRose, the Bishop Chatard Trojans of Indianapolis off the mat and cut the deficit to 3. Elder leads 10-7 with 1:06 left in the half. The Trojans entered tonight's game at 3-2. This is the 9th meeting between these two schools. Elder has won the previous 6 of the previous 8 games. And kicking off is Brian Hannon for Bishop Chatard. The kick bounces at the 10, picked up on the run by Kyle Orloff at the 15-yard line, hog-tied at the 20, and he goes down there with exactly 1 minute to go. Tonight's game is brought to you by Elder grad Adam Schuster with the Lucian Schuster and Smith team at Morgan Stanley. The Lucian Schuster and Smith team at Morgan Stanley can help navigate the complicated waters of all your investment needs. Contact Adam Schuster with Morgan Stanley at 579-8300 and let him help you reach your investment goals. The Lucian Schuster and Smith team at Morgan Stanley. All right, Elder with a minute to go, 10-7 with the lead. Let's see how Doug Ramsey plays this. Peyton Ramsey in the gun, and he'll hand it to Chris Shore right up the middle. He's got a bit of a hole, and he is brought down at the 25. Pushes the pile to the 28-yard line. 20 of the 22 players on the field are on the pile as Shore goes down at the 28. Amazing.
Get back to the line as quickly as possible. Elder does have 2 timeouts.
40 seconds left. And Ramsey will hand to Shore again through a block by Kevin Pickett. He has the first down to the 33-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 29 seconds left.
Trying to get back before they put the ball, before the officials run the clock.
Ramsey in the gun, 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Clock running with 20 seconds to go. Throws far sideline. Cipriani has it at the 40, and he's cut down out of bounds. Oh, and a penalty flag flies.
That'll be a late hit.
16 seconds left. The clock stops. Cipriani out of bounds at the 39-yard line. A gain of 5. Let's check the penalty flag.
It would be a late hit against the Trojans. He was already on the ground.
Almost like a spearing penalty. Personal foul, and that will move the ball inside Trojan territory. With 16 seconds to go, Phil, you mentioned that Elder has 2 timeouts left with 16 seconds to go. You might not even have time to use them all.
Well, and they tried to actually take one there when Cipriani caught the ball, but the penalty flag is going to allow him to get the play in and snap it right as the clock starts rolling.
Back to throw Ramsey. They'll snap it from the Trojan 48. He'll run out of trouble. Now throw deep. Got his man! Devin Pike at the 25. Out of bounds with 6 seconds to go. So Ramsey, tough, gets away from a would-be tackler in the backfield. On the run, hits Devin Pike for 23. Matt Murray on for a, well, let's see what they do here. 6 seconds left. And Doug Ramsey has the offense on the field.
I think they're going to take a shot. I mean, they had a nice play there before, still 2 timeouts. So we'll see if they're going to try something here or think it over. And hey, Coach Ramsey's going to take a timeout here.
And the ball is placed on the right hash mark. Maybe Ramsey just wants maybe a play where they get the ball into the middle, and a timeout on the field, though. We'll keep it right here with 6 seconds to go in the half. Elder leading Bishop Chatard 10-7, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Tonight's game, as always, is brought to you by La Rosa's Pizza. A plus is like a bonus. The same is true for the La Rosa's Plus menu. The new Plus menu offers great values on many of your favorite items. Visit larosas.com for complete details or for more information. Call 347-1111. And tonight, after the game, Prep Sports Radio Game Night, live from La Rosa's Pizza on Boudreaux. Join the guys after the game at the original La Rosa's on Boudreaux. Mark Bengal, Steve Bengal, Tom Kennedy. I assume Joe Harbin will be in the house. Craig Bengal to bring you up to speed on all the scores from around the Tri-State. Joe Harbin might be talking playoff football. Why not? All the fun, all the action on Prep Sports Radio Game Night, live from La Rosa's on Boudreaux after the game. So Elder will keep the offense on the field. Peyton Rams will be in the gun. 1st and 10 at the 25, 6 seconds to go. Perhaps the last snap of the half. Quick throw near sideline over the head of the intended receiver. That was Nick Hall. 3 seconds left in the half. And now let's see, Matt Murray does have a 39-yard field goal to his credit. This one would be from about 42.
Well, if he hits this one as good as he did the last one, it's definitely good by another 20 yards. So.
And he's on the field. So Murray trying to make it 6 of 7 on this season. Right hash mark, 42-yarder out of the hold of Austin Cipriani. 3 seconds left in the half. This will get Elder a 13-7 lead. Snap is a good one, and we have a whistle, and Murray makes it, but we have a whistle before, and I believe Bishop Chatard took a timeout. They did.
That's pretty bad, I'm going to have to say. The ball was snapped before the whistle was blown.
So a little icing the kicker action here.
Well, you know what they always say. I mean, now a lot of kickers don't mind to be iced. I mean, I know he got a good kick and he got a good boot on it, but again, it just lets you get your steps back down again and lets you go back out it. And he's got confidence. He can kick this one through. Just need to have the center. You know, everything has to happen again. Good snap, good hold, good kick.
So the timeout gives Matt Murray a little bit more time to think about it. It was a good kick. It just snuck in the left upright. So another one of those, Elder will take it.
We'll have to see, too, because Chatard still has another timeout. Let's see if they do it again.
It's Tanner Ramsey.
Well, you already said fish on the far side of fields already. This time has the whistle in the mouth this time.
Tanner Ramsey to snap, Cipriani to hold. 42-yard attempt for Matt Murray from the right hash. It's a good snap, it's a good hold. Murray with a good kick, and that one is good. So Matt Murray nails again. 42-yarder to end the half. Elder leads 13-7. Very competitive game here at the pit. Week 5, Elder at 3-1, trying to go to 4-1, and they're halfway home. They lead Indianapolis, Bishop Chatard 13-7 at the half. Coming up next, it's the Coldwell Banker West Shell halftime report right here on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
The latest 2 minutes. Spirit wear can be found at the Elder Spirit Store, located at the Donahoe Center in the front of the pit. Purple and white is always in fashion at the Spirit Store. Great-looking jackets, sweatshirts, and polo shirts are just half the story. Unique gifts from jewelry to backpacks, seat cushions to wall decals. Best of all, the proceeds benefit the men of Elder. The Spirit Store is open school days from 10:30 to 1 p.m., Tuesday evenings now through Christmas from 6 to 8 p.m., and of course on game days. The Elder Spirit Store on the Elder campus.
Cary Toyota, Florence, Kentucky has the total package for sales, service, and parts. Check out the huge selection of new Toyotas and pre-owned vehicles vehicles on CaryToyota.com. Our commitment to customer satisfaction begins with the Cary Rewards program featuring future vehicle savings, merchant discounts, free gift certificates, and more. Plus, the Cary Toyota Value Pledge promises superior customer service for everyone. Online at CaryToyota.com or visit our newly remodeled showroom. Cary Toyota is a proud sponsor of Elder football.
When shopping for a new or used car, Jake Sweeney Mazda West at 2301 Ferguson Avenue across from Walmart is your West Side Mazda dealer. You'll find an excellent selection of over 300 new Mazdas in stock. And Jake Sweeney Mazda West has over 1,000 certified used cars of all makes and models with 7-year or 100,000-mile limited warranties. Jake Sweeney Mazda West is a hometown West Side dealer, and make sure you tell your salesman you heard this on Elder Radio. Jake Sweeney Mazda West, 699-4909, or at MazdaWest.com.
La Rosa's proudly supports high school sports. Whether you're fueling up before the game or celebrating afterwards, hang out at La Rosa's for great pizza, wings, hoagies, and more. Dine in or 513-347-1111 for pickup. Or we'll deliver wherever you are within our delivery area. Order online at LaRosas.com.
What
challenges Elder Panther fans that have enjoyed the game.
Halftime open next.
Spend it is discretionary and pledge it to Sacred Heart Radio. It is such a great blessing to have. We would really appreciate it.
Elder fans, to pledge now, visit sacredheartradio.com. It's time for the Coldwell Banker West Shell Realtors Halftime Report. Now, let's go back and break down the first half action and get you updated with other scores in the area. Once again, here's Mark Bengal, Tom Kennedy, and Steve Bengal.
All right, welcome back to the Pit at Elder High School, where it's halftime. It's the Coldwell Banker West Shell halftime report. I'm Mark Bengal with Steve Bengal and Tom Kennedy. And guys, I may not know everything, but I think we're going to have a very, very, very long Prep Sports Radio game night. It's a little before 8 o'clock here. It's halftime at the Pit, and we'll be covering high school scores and stuff till almost 11 o'clock tonight out at La Rosa's on Boudinot. So, boy, we're going to have a long night of high school football.
We're going to be looking for the dulcet tones of the Bill Welsh report, we hope.
Yeah, we're going to probably get some other volunteers in there. So it'll be a long night out there, but this game is moving quickly. But, guys, Elder needed, I think, a patient night of football, and they've done that very well in the first half. Good balance between the running game, the passing game, and the defense has looked phenomenal.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Mark. I like the way Peyton Ramsey managed the first half. I counted 3 receptions to Austin Cipriani and another pass to Dominic Falace passing the ball. And then Chris Schroer, what do you say? I mean, he's awesome. He's patient, as Craig said on the sidelines. He does a nice job of waiting for the hole to open, if you will. And he's a patient runner and an effective runner, and he's doing what he does so well. The key for me, guys, in that first half was the Elder turnover with the hit by Dennis Applegate and Johnny Lammers on their quarterback, and then Joe Schroer with the fumble recovery. So Steve and I were talking, Mark, on the sideline that it appeared that there was a slight transfer of field position in Chatard's favor early on, and that just took away any of that and gave it to Elder, and they went in effectively and got the go-ahead touchdown at the time.
Steve, just we're going to enter into that the one guy we know that is Alex Kamak, the running back. Elder is containing pretty well, but he's one of these guys. He's starting to gain some steam and starting to get a feel for the field, and it's a guy that they're going to have to keep an eye on.
He's the equivalent in a boxing match of a puncher. He's just punch, 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 punch. He's not going for the knockout, but he's going to wear you down. Much like Chris Schroer on the other side of the ball, they're opposite numbers. They do the same thing, just pound, 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 and even when they break away, it's not lightning speed, but they're going to get 10, 20 yards every once in a while when they get to the second level. But they're going to keep on coming. He has 981 yards coming into tonight's game. Probably picked up another 30 or 40 in the first half. So he's well over the 1,000-yard mark for the season. in their 6th game. So just phenomenal talent. Big boy, solid. Yeah, not tons of speed, but he has a lot of, he just feels the field. You can see it. Very much like Chris Shore.
Yeah, I think Phil made a great point late in that first half, guys, about Kamak and his running style. Chatard picked up the pace a little bit, as Phil said so aptly, and because of that, I think that kept the motion in Kamak, and then he became a little bit more effective. And then John Curley earlier in the game said that Kamak was more, he had better stats punting the ball than running the ball. Let's just hope that lasted the entire game.
Well, the score at halftime is 13-7 Elder. Of course, the Chris Shore touchdown run and 2 Matt Murray field goals. The field goal at the end of the half, he had to do a retake. The Trojans called timeout as he was kicking the ball, and they gave him the timeout. That took the points off the board, and he hit it again. So that's the difference in it, 13-7 at the half. And Steve, one of these games when you come into this as the Elder defense came in last week with a lot of pride. They left giving up 48 points, but when you watched the game, and we talked a little bit about this in the pregame show, a lot of the points were given by the offense by poor, basically the defense was on the field a lot. Wore them down. Poor field position. The field position battle, though, tonight seems like special teams. Everything's working well to give the defense a good chance of not short field plays like they had last week.
Very simply, I think the first half of this game got the taste of last week out of the mouths of the Elder Panthers, and I'm just excited to see what's going to happen in the second half. I'm looking for Elder to kick it up a notch, and maybe speed things up on their side of the ball. I'm looking for some exciting things out of the offense and defense from Elder tonight.
I am too, and just 1 point in the first half. Peyton Ramsey's really taken some hits, hasn't he? I mean, he's got the poise and staying in the pocket, but then he's got to make sure running. He's taken some serious hits out there.
Yeah.
So luckily he's a sophomore. He's got young legs and a young body because it's really going to the test tonight. So hopefully he can stay vertical as long as possible tonight and the rest of the season.
Well, you're listening in the background to the wonderful tones of the marching men and ladies of Elder High School, the Elder High School Marching Band performing their halftime show, and it is 13-7. Elder is on top over the Trojans from Bishop Chatard. Steve, you have some scores before we take our first time out. Let's run down. This is the Hoding Realtor scoreboard show.
Hoding Realtor's scoreboard right here, and you're telling me off microphone is St. X 3, Moeller nothing somewhere in the first quarter. So, field goals in the GCL for everybody. And right now, we'll just run down scores in no particular order. It's Baden 6, Carroll nothing. Troy over Miamisburg 14-7, and most of these scores were in the first quarter. Loveland 7, Kings nothing. Batesville over Lawrenceburg 3-0. Sydney over Belmont 27-0. East Central takes on an 0-for-5 South Dearborn and are smacking them right now in the first half 31-0. It's North College Hill and Clark knotted at 6. Newcalf 3, Lloyd nothing. It's Wyoming 21, Taylor 12. 21-12 out at Taylor tonight. Wyoming on top. Coleraine 7, Hamilton nothing. Fairmont 7, Lebanon a goose egg. Simon Kenton 18, Ryle nothing. Dixie Heights 7, Boone nothing. And again, the latest score we had on the St. X Moeller game, St. X 3, Moeller nothing. And we'll take a look at the big Hoding scoreboard computer, and we'll get a final, or not a final, but we'll get an update before we step out for the second half.
All right, we're going to take our first time out. This is Coldwell Banker West Shell halftime report. We'll look at the keys to the second half of action right here on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Buying or selling your home is a very important decision, and your first correct decision is contacting Coldwell Banker West Shell. With a new combination of Cagney, Weisker & Associates and Coldwell Banker.
Got 2 minutes here, guys.
Right. Your West Side
experts. It's an early game, Mark.
The professionals at Coldwell Banker West Shell.
Still see the sun setting at halftime, right?
Sell your home,
it's a beautiful
assist you
sunset
in
tonight.
acquiring your dream home. Coldwell Banker West Shell,
I got a couple pictures.
922-9400. On the web at cbws.com.
Cary Toyota, Florence, Kentucky has the total package for sales, service, and parts. Check out the huge selection of new Toyotas and pre-owned vehicles on CaryToyota.com. Our commitment to customer satisfaction begins with the Cary Rewards program featuring future vehicle savings, merchant discounts, free gift certificates, and more. Plus, the Cary Toyota Value Pledge promises superior customer service for everyone. Online at Cary Toyota.
Hey, Mark, are you going to be able to get us discount tickets for Cyclones?
Elder football.
Skyline Chili before or after a game is a tradition that spans generations and
Okay, I'll let you know.
has its roots in Price Hill. The Lambrinides family carries on this tradition with Skyline Chili restaurants in Delhi, Harrison Avenue in Dent, and Glenway Avenue. So put on your purple and enjoy that delicious Skyline Chili. It's always Skyline time.
Together, at last it's Skyline time.
Wardway Fuels has been your reliable Westside home fuel oil and propane supplier for over 30 years, but that's just a small part of what they do. They sell and service great grills like Weber, Duquesne, Broilmaster, and others. They offer complete pool supplies and expert service, and with cooler weather on the way, it's time to consider an outdoor fireplace. And they service and sell indoor gas fireplaces and accessories as well. Wardway Fuels is located at Glenway and Bridgetown Roads. Their number is 574-0061. Wardway Fuels, 574-0061.
Something, but I haven't seen it go by.
I'm trying to get a score on the LaSalle game because I know the one of the guys on the sideline that runs the chain.
The Cincinnati Cyclones kick off the 2013-14 season on Saturday, October the 9th.
You guys probably know him too. It's Mike Silvati, also known as J.C. McCoy.
Oh, yeah, I went to school with Mike.
Log on to CyclonesHockey.com or 513-421-PUCK. Cyclones Hockey, it's more than just a game.
You're up after the ID.
Catholic Radio, 740 WNOP Newport, 89.5 WNOP FM for sales, 89.5 WHSS Hamilton, and online and mobile streaming at sacredheartradio.com.
Sacred Heart Radio.
And there we are, rocking and rolling at the pit at Elder High School. It's grade school night here. The grade school band is joining the Elder band right now, and that's a tradition they do every year. And great scene here as the sun's setting in the out in the west here. Tom, you're talking. You know, you got an early start when you can see the glow on the outside. And of course, looking at that way, I can see off to the left the planet Saturn is up on the horizon there. People think it might be a big bright star, but it's not. It's
I
Saturn.
thought it was Juniper.
It's not Juniper, it's Saturn. See if we got another score here before we look at the keys to the second half.
We do. Oak Hills is playing an undefeated Fairfield team tonight. Fairfield comes in looking to go 5-0, and right now Oak Hills not being a gracious host. They're up in the second quarter, 14-7, and we're looking for the LaSalle score. They're hosting Bishop Watterson tonight, and those are the games historically under a previous regime that LaSalle had difficulty with. The games that they should win. So we'll see how they do.
All right, let's look at the second half keys of the game, guys. And Steve, let's look at the folks from Chatard that came down here. The Trojans are, they're in this game. It's a one possession game here. So
the keys for Chatard are simple. Just keep Kamak running downhill. Throw the ball a few times. Historically, we've seen Elder defense has difficulty with a running team that throws just occasionally. That's just, it's in the history books. That's just something they have difficulty with. If they can put those two things together, they have a chance in the second half.
Yeah, and then on the Elder side, Mark, 2 years ago, Elder got upset, if you will, by Chatard. It was 28-27, so the halftime score here looks very similar to the outcome of that game 2 years ago. Obviously, Elder is not even thinking about that, nor should they. But the thing that I would like to focus on for the second half of the Elder Panthers would be their defense, right? And, of course, no glaring turnovers. Of course, that's going to turn the ball over and give bad field position. But I think it'll be the stamina of the Elder defense to see if they are as well conditioned as they thought they are, as they think they are, and then just hold up and stop Kamak. I mean, it's as simple on Elder side, as Steve said, as it is on Chatard side. Both teams need to stop the running back and whoever is the most successful at stopping their opponent's running back is going to come out winners in this game.
Now we talked about grade school night here. In my memory here, serves me right. Mike Neiman, our good friend, Prep Sports Radio, is a part of the St. Jude's Oktoberfest, which is this weekend. And so if you're looking for a good time, head out to St. Jude's, the Oktoberfest. I know the Sophie's Angel Run starts that off on, I believe that's on Sunday.
It's on Sunday,
the Angel Run. So big activities out there. And
it's a 5K through the neighborhoods right around St. Jude's. Nice little race.
If you want to do another fun one, now the one I'm going to be at, St. Cecilia's in Madison and Oakley. Father Jamie Weber, elder grad, who's a pastor out there, he knows how to host a good time. They're having their second Oktoberfest. It is a great time. Madison Avenue is a nice happening place out there. If you want to be a little more adventuresome, get a little away from the west side. That's where you're going to see me tomorrow night out on Madison Avenue in Oakley.
And he'll be happy to sign autographs.
Yeah.
And folks will text you, Mark, on how to get directions on the east side of town. I'm kidding, but all the west siders, right?
Just Google it.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's all of the time we have here. We're going to be busy tonight, though, guys. We have a long night of broadcast excellence, so at least we think so, out at La Rosa's on Boudinot, Prep Sports Radio Game Night. All the scores we're talking about throughout the area will be coming in slowly because this game starts a half hour before everything else, but we'd love to see you out there with us. Great service, great food, great atmosphere out at La Rosa's. And I have a feeling the Reds game will be on out there as well.
Absolutely.
And so
we'll be sitting right in front of it, so you can't see it.
Yeah, right.
So
well, they'll have other screens out there, so you enjoy it. But that's after the game. We'll be heading out there. Prep Sports Radio Game Night. If you can't join us, tune us in on AM 740, 89.5, and it's on the web and all that other stuff too as well. So that's all we have time now for the Coldwell Banker Halftime Report. Once again, halftime score, Elder 13 and Bishop Chatard 7. This is the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Holding Realtors is a proud sponsor of Elder High School football and the entire Elder community.
Got a little over 2 minutes here.
Of Holding Agents reflects the...
You know, when it's time to come back, you're going to hear your Hammer promo and then you.
Agents to go the extra yard to meet and exceed your needs. For all your real estate needs, trust the professionals at Holding Realtors, 451-4800. On the web or smartphone at Holding.com.
When you're in an auto accident and your insurance company insists you take your car to a cheap, no-name facility, do you think they're looking out for you or for them? It is your right to take your car to the place of your choice, so demand Jim Collins Auto Body. Accidents happen, and Jim Collins understands you want your vehicle back to pre-accident condition with no excuses. For over 40 years, Jim Collins' attention to detail, his commitment to quality and a job that's always guaranteed, has given his customers peace of mind. Jim Collins Auto Body on Glenway Avenue near Best Buy, 922-6336. Since 1905, the Red Wing Shoe Company of Red Wing, Minnesota has produced America's premier comfort work footwear. And Red Wing Shoes of Florence, Kentucky is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Cincinnati. If you need safety shoes, try the new ultra-lightweight composite toe boots by Red Wing. The same protection as steel without the cold toes. Red Wing Shoes of Florence is on Mall Road and open 7 days a week. Comfort, fit, and quality. Red Wing Shoes. Work is on work.
The search is over. Your home away from home to cheer on your favorite teams is Holy Grail. West on Ebenezer Road or the Banks next door to Great American Ballpark. See every play in high def. The Holy Grail. Since
Promo, then back to you dry.
This is Bill Hemmer, Fox News Channel, Elder Class of 83. No one forgets their first time in the pit, and neither do I. And today, with technology, I can catch every Elder football game no matter where in the world the news takes me. The Prep Sports,
5 seconds,
and ehsports.com. And go Panthers.
Welcome back to the pit along with Sean O'Connor and Phil the Thrill Bengal. I'm John Kirtley. Craig Bengal roaming the sidelines for us tonight, and the two teams are taking their warm-ups out of the locker room, and Elder leads Bishop Chatard of Indianapolis 13-7. It was a scoreless first quarter. Scoring broke open in the second stanza Elder getting a field goal, 2 field goals from Matt Murray, one as the two teams headed to the locker room, and then a Chris Schroer 2-yard touchdown run accounted for Elder's only touchdown. The touchdown for Bishop Chatard was a 23-yard touchdown pass. Sam Gleaves to Anthony LaRose, and Elder again leading 13-7. And guys, without a way for Elder to stretch the field, no Andrew Sportsman, and a sophomore quarterback, and Chris Shore probably not at 100%. Phil, this is the Elder offense that we got to get used to seeing, which is methodical, plotting, ball control, and that's what we saw in the first half.
And the other big thing, too, is not let plays that don't work the way you draw them up to knock you back. You just got to keep moving forward, because there are going to be some of those running plays with Shore where you're going to see him busted for his typical, get hit at after 2 yards and then pick up an extra 5. But there are going to be some times where he's going to get hit at 2 and go down. So you just got to keep on trucking and keep going. And this offense, they'll make their mistakes. I mean, they're younger. They got like you said, Peyton Ramsey back there. But you also have some older guys on there. A lot of seniors playing that they have experience. So you just got to keep rolling with those mistakes. Keep playing. Don't let them affect the next play. Just play present and keep moving forward.
And John, I think the biggest key here is Elder will receive the kickoff in the second half to close out with a field goal, go up to 6 going into the halftime. If they're able to punch in a touchdown here, it really gives them a little breathing room and possibly, kind of straighten that or lengthen the game or shorten the game a little bit going into the fourth quarter, because with the injuries that they have, they're putting some players in there that may not just be able to, go those full 4 quarters. It'll really help the team overall if they're able to shorten the game a little bit.
The elephant in the room is that Elder, the non-conference schedule is pretty much over following tonight's game, and then the quote-unquote real season begins. GCL South play. Elder begins at St. Xavier a week from tonight, and Phil, you just wonder, without Sportsman, you're starting a sophomore quarterback, how Elder can move the ball against what's always a fine Bomber defense. On the flip side, Elder's defense looks to be ready to roll after I think you can give them a mulligan from last week, given the circumstances with the offense not moving the ball and some other injuries. But should be an interesting test next week as we begin GCL South play at St. X next week.
Well, I think that's a question that, obviously it'll be answered in prep coming up, but I think the coaches already know. You try to play week by week, but you look ahead, you know what you got, and you know what you're kind of thinking in the back of your mind of how you want to attack it. But the goal is to continue to just work with the offense that you have, continue to work as Chris Shore is your main workhorse, and let that passing game open itself up. But the key has to be is everybody's got to be on the same page. Sometimes it seems like if plays are breaking down and wide receivers, sometimes it seems like the quarterback and the wide receivers aren't necessarily on the same page at times. So that stuff's got to clean up in this second half if the Panthers want to get out of here with a win, and the same thing going on for the rest of the season.
Of course, we're at the pit tonight, and that means we're well fed at halftime, and tonight was no different. We want to thank Jim and Jack's in Sedamsville on US 50 for catering the pit tonight, the pit press box. When the dinner bell rings at the end of the second quarter, man, the
game on.
It is. It's a stampede to the middle of the press box, and tonight no different. Some chicken fingers, some
Phil was throwing elbows, I saw.
Well, Phil has lost like 75 pounds. He was holding us off, me and Sean. Phil, I think he was making a smoothie or something over there.
I heard a blender.
Yeah, making up a salad or something. But we thank Jim and Jack's for a fine spread tonight up here in the pit. Tonight's game and second half is brought to you by Wardway Fuels. Kevin and Gary Ward and all the staff at Wardway Fuels are proud to sell and service great grills like Weber, Duquesne, Broilmaster, and the unique Green Egg. Of course, Wardway is known for home heating oil programs as well as pool supplies and services. Wardway is located at the corner of Bridgetown and Glenway in Bridgetown. Second half also brought to you by Jake Sweeney Mazda West. Jake Sweeney Mazda West on Ferguson Road has a great selection of new Mazdas as well as great certified used cars. Jake Sweeney Mazda West is your West Side dealer. Their number is 699-4900. And don't forget to mention your Panther pride to your salesman, Jake Sweeney Mazda West. Okay, we're set to go here for the second half. Elder will receive, moving left to right. They lead 13-7. Junior Kyle Orloff is back deep, along with senior Johnny Lammers. And kicking it away for the Trojans of Bishop Chatard, Brian Hannon.
When they do that good old-fashioned thing, I think I'll see at Camps tomorrow morning, where the team lines up like they're going to run and kick it real quick and try to chase it in a big old huddle. So Elders kick team was ready for that.
Hannon approaches the ball and kicks it away. It's a good kick that'll be returned in the end zone for an automatic touchback. So the Elder Panthers leading 13-7. Peyton Ramsey marshaling his troops and will take the field 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. A reminder after the game, it's Prep Sports Radio Game Night live from La Rosa's on Boudreaux. Join the guys to get caught up on all your high school football action. It's a buffet, a high school football buffet on Prep Sports Radio Game Night live from La Rosa's on Boudreaux. If you can't make it in person, stay tuned right here on Sacred Heart Radio and ehsports.com.
I thought it was a smorgasbord.
Cornucopia. All right, it'll be Chris Schwarr, gimpy ankle and all, out of the Wildcat. He runs it straight up the gut and goes nowhere. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Elder at the 20-yard line. Elder, on top of being a little youthful, boy, the injuries that just continue to pile up. Nick Peters, Andrew Sportsman, Chris Schwarr battling an ankle. And the Panthers just trying to keep things glued together here at this point. Peyton Ramsey, who Elder intended to split snaps with Nick Peters as a sophomore, he is getting a battlefield commission here the last few weeks. And on 2nd and 10, he's in the shotgun. And he'll play fake. Has time to throw, throws far side, and Devin Pike hauls it in at the 25 and drags 2 tacklers out of bounds to the 28-yard line. And the 6'5" tight end, 230-pounder, picks up 8, 3rd down and 2.
Devin Pike just carrying on. Last week, a couple times he had some catches where he fought for extra yards. There was another one he almost left before he caught that football. He had to juggle it a little bit. But the offensive line gave Peyton Ramsey plenty of time to make that throw, and now it's a pretty makeable 3rd down.
Elder leads Bishop Chatard 13-7, 10:45 to go 3rd quarter. Elder has the ball 3rd and 2 at their own 28. Moving left to right, Peyton Ramsey in the gun, Chris Schwarr to his right, 1 receiver to his left and 3 to his right. And the snap to Ramsey. Has time, crossing route, Cipriani, 1st down at the 34-yard line. 6-yard gain on the short crossing route generates a 1st down. Tonight's game brought to you by Jim Collins Auto Body. For 40 years, Jim Collins Auto Body has been turning your car's nasty dents and bangs back into showroom condition. Jim Collins Auto Body, a business that you can depend on. Jim Collins Auto Body. Cipriani generates a 1st down. 1st and 10 Elder at their own 34. Peyton Ramsey in the gun. Chris Schwarr behind him. And play fake. Back to throw Ramsey. Near sideline. Throws Cipriani wide open again. Near midfield at the 47 of Elder. A 13-yard gain. That's at least the 3rd time that route has been open, Phil.
Well, Cipriani kind of curled that ball up, and he thought he was going to get hit right away.
Well, that was something right there. Comment on last week. Remember, I made a comment about him and making a catch and going right out of bounds when instead of taking on a tackler. And then right there, I think he made a much better decision, and he went and challenged the tackler instead of just conceding and saying, I'm going to go out of bounds. He tried to get an extra yard on that play. So I think he's back to being his normal Austin Cipriani self out there on the edge.
We'll check in with Craig Bengal here in a moment. He's been working the sidelines for us. It's Chris Schwarr on 1st down and 10. Weaves his way through the line of scrimmage, gets to the 50-yard line. Let's go down to the sidelines and check in for the first time in the second half with our man, Craig Bengal. Craig.
Guys, Coach Doug Ramsey spoke a couple weeks ago of putting games away. This drive will be critical because if the Panthers can't score, then they might not be able to put the game away. Back to you guys.
All right, Craig, thanks a lot. 9:30 to go, 3rd quarter. And Elder leading Bishop Chatard 13-7. At the 50-yard line. 2nd and 7 for Peyton Ramsey. And it's Schwarr up the middle. And he's met in the hole and thrown backwards. A gain of 1. Charlie Sexauer on the stop for Bishop Chatard. It's 3rd down and 6.
Chatard's defense has an answer. It really seems like about every other play for Chris Schwarr where they will get up and they'll put guys in the box. But then the next play we saw, like you mentioned earlier, John, that play to Cipriani, that route has been open after those big run plays. So look for the Panthers to go to the air here.
3rd and 7, they'll call it right at the 50-yard line. Peyton Ramsey will be in the shotgun. He'll send Fallaci out to the far left with Devin Pike in the slot with Cipriani. Back to throw Ramsey. Blitz coming, throws over the middle. Caught Cipriani at the Bishop Chatard 45, short of the first down. It brings up a 4th down and 2. Cipriani is really hammered by a host of Trojans on that play.
2 yards short here, and it would not surprise me, Phil, you're going to go for field position here and punt this ball away. It really surprised me they go for it here with this much time still left on the clock in the 3rd quarter.
8:21 to go, and Elder's going to go for it. 4th down and 2 from the Bishop Chatard 45. Key play in the game here, early in the 3rd. Ramsey will be in the gun. He's got Chris Shore behind him. Tanner Ramsey at the blocking back. 8 in the box for Bishop Chatard. And it looks like they might just try to draw him off sides. And Doug Ramsey will take a timeout. Can't fault them for trying there. Timeout, Elder. 7:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Hi, Elder fan.
One spot here.
Ski Chevrolet. We are home of lifetime powertrain protection and guaranteed credit approval. We are located north of Elder Country in the Kings Auto Mall, but I'm just a phone call away from delivering a test drive to your home or work, or even to bring in your car for any service or body shop needs. I call it the McCluskey Westside VIP service. Paul Cluxton, your Westside neighbor, 761-1111.
5 seconds.
Lower prices, lower rates.
Along with Craig Bengal, Phil Bengal, and Sean O'Connor, I'm John Kirtley, the Prep Sports Radio Network. McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week, presented by the Holy Grail on Cincinnati Sports Medicine. 7:58 to go, 3rd quarter. Elder leads Bishop Chatard of Indianapolis 13-7. And on 4th and 2 from the Chatard 45 after a timeout, Doug Ramsey takes Sean O'Connor's advice and punts the football. Oh, fake punt! They snap it to Tanner Ramsey. It's going to be close. He gets to the 42-yard line. Should be enough for a 1st down.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe not. Let's see the spot.
It's going to just depend on the spot as far as where the side judge is. He's got it by about a nose of the football.
1st down, Elder. So Doug Ramsey rolls the dice on a fake punt, direct snap to Tanner Ramsey. And the oldest son gets the job done for the old man there. And Elder picks up a 1st down.
The key to that, John, is that's direct snap to him. He's only a 1.5 feet away from the backside, and just off an inch or two, that ball's on the ground.
1st down, Elder. Fresh set of 4. 1st and 10 at the Bishop Chatard 43. Elders possessed the ball the entire 3rd quarter, which is almost 5 minutes old here. Ramsey will throw. Blitz coming. They pick it up. He'll throw deep. Post route, got him in! It's complete to the 12-yard line. Nick Hall with the grab of 31 yards. Sophomore to sophomore. Big play, Elder.
It didn't look pretty, Phil, but it got the job done.
Yeah, Nick Hall, 6'1". He was in a couple plays so far this season. His guys have been coming in and out, sportsmen being injured, but a big play there for him. And that's one of his biggest catches. I think it might be his first, maybe his 2nd catch so far this year as a varsity player.
7:19 to go in the 3rd. One of the longest pass plays of the year for Elder. Goes for 31 yards. Ramsey to Hall. 1st and 10, Elder at the 12. And it's Chris Schwar. He eludes one tackler in the backfield, but he's tackled in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. Bishop Chatard all over that one. Loss of 2.
It is just that little bit of speed he doesn't have right now, Phil, to get to that outside as he had earlier in the football game.
2nd and 12 now from the 14. Well, this game is on fast forward, given the two teams' propensity to hand the ball off. Elder really slowing things down. 2nd and 12 from the 14. 6.5 left, 3rd quarter. Back to throw Ramsey. Blitz coming. Throws corner out. End zone. And incidental contact. No, they throw a penalty flag. Ball's incomplete over the head of Nick Hall. But the penalty flag flew. Let's see if this is a penalty on Bishop Chatard.
Well, that's the 2nd time through there. Just watching Peyton Ramsey sitting in the pocket, but he got hit by a blitzing back, pretty much unblocked by any means. So delayed blitz. He's taking 2 big shots on these last 2 pass plays. Got up a little slow, but like we said, I mean, he's a pretty tough kid. There's some times you see him go down and he kind of gets up. It's like the old Peyton Manning, takes a lick and then just gets right back up, hobbles to the huddle.
And the penalty will be half the distance to the goal plus a first down, so make it 1st and goal. Or no, it's not an automatic first down. Makes it 2nd and 5 from the 7-yard line, half the distance to the goal. Usually when a receiver and a defender trip up in the end zone, it's incidental contact, but penalty flag flies there. 2nd and 6 from the 8 officially. Wildcat formation with Chris Schwar. And right up the gut he goes, but he is met and dropped in the backfield. Noah Schrader with the big lick on Schwar brings up 3rd down and 5.
And like we've said, it seems like Chatard occasionally they'll call, the right blitz, get the right guys pursuing down the line, but then the next play, Elder will get them for one of those plays where Chris Schwar hits and picks up another 5 or 6 yards, or even possibly now we're seeing the passing game is open up and maybe it might be able to go deep with Hall.
No gain on the play, makes it 3rd and 6 at the Chatard 8-yard line. Elder leads 13-7, 5:50 to go 3rd quarter. The drive over 6 minutes old now. And we have a whistle.
Timeout.
And a timeout for Elder. We'll do the same on the Prep Sports Radio Network. We're back at the pit, 5:44 to go.
Guys, we're having a technical problem at the station. I'm running a break right now to see what's going on.
Okay.
Or celebrating afterwards, hang out at La Rosa's for great pizza, wings, hoagies, and more. Dine in or 513-347-1111 for pickup. Or we'll deliver wherever you are within our delivery area. Order online at larosas.com.
Go ahead, John.
Welcome back to the pit. 3rd and 6 for Elder at the Chatard 8-yard line. Back to throw, Ramsey. Looking corner route, end zone, one-on-one. Cipriani hauls it in. Touchdown, Elder! What a throw, what a catch by from Peyton Ramsey to Austin Cipriani. Elder leads 19-7.
Just big plays being made there by the offense. They just getting down in that position, being able to throw the ball, not have to rely on Troy is going to really open this offense up, John, like you talked about at halftime. Do they have the ability to go different routes? And that right there, a nice catch and haul in by Austin Cipriani.
Cipriani is having a big night for Elder. And Matt Murray adds the PAT. Elder has blown it open 20-7 with 5:39 to go, 3rd quarter. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Hi, this is Dr. Matt Bosom with Cincinnati Sports.
Okay, guys, just to let you know, Bill Levitt is aware and looking into the problem, but for some reason we are off the air.
Up the west side.
Hey,
just us or the whole station?
The entire station. It's my breaks aren't even going, but I am recording as normal.
Okay.
So we're just going to go ahead and keep going and we'll figure it out.
Hey, Kevin, remember,
513-347-9.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Welcome back to the pit. An 8-yard touchdown pass. Peyton Ramsey to Austin Cipriani, and Elder leads 20-7. We understand that we're having some technical difficulties back at the studios of Sacred Heart Radio. We apologize to our over-the-air listeners who hopefully have switched over to ehsports.com and are tuning us in there. But welcome back to the pit along with Craig Bengal, Phil Bengal, and Sean O'Connor. I'm John Kirtley, the Prep Sports Radio Network. McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week. Austin Cipriani's 2nd touchdown catch of the season has given Elder a 20-7 lead. And what's been impressive, guys, in the second half so far, it's been all Elder. A 6.5-minute drive fill out of the locker room.
And that's exactly what Craig mentioned, that this was a drive that could really make the game here, and you're giving Chatard less and less time, and they rely heavily on the run. So the less time they have with the run, the more less time they're going to have a chance to come back.
Matt Murray will boot it away for Elder. knuckleball that Alex Kamak, who had a quiet day on offense, will return inside the 5-yard line at the 15, brought down at the 21-yard line. Before, during, or after the game, the search is over. The Holy Grail West in Delhi on Ebenezer, and the Holy Grail at the Banks, located directly across from Great American Ballpark. The family-friendly menu includes soups, chili, wings, salads, Goebbels, Reuben wontons, wraps, burgers, sandwiches, pizza, all served and delivered to you in front of 30 HD TVs displaying the top local, regional, and national games of the day. The Holy Grail West in Delhi on Ebenezer and the Holy Grail at the Banks. The search is over. 1st and 10 for Bishop Chatard. Their first snap of the second half is a toss play to Kamak. And from the 21, he runs it to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And Sean, how about the Holy Grail the last few weeks? Monday Night Football.
Not familiar with the play.
Monday Night Football, Reds homestand, little Bengals Packers, and now hopefully some playoff baseball next week.
Everybody's hoping for that it's not just going to be a one game, one and done. Everybody's hoping it goes on for a couple more weeks, but we'll wait and see.
2nd down and 7, they'll call it for the Trojans. Moving right to left, trailing 20-7. Play fake by Gleaves. The quarterback throws near sideline, incomplete. He had a man in his face. That was Daniel Fishburne applying pressure and disrupting the throw.
I think Fishburne got a big old paw up on that ball there. He came in, got his hands up, smart like a defensive lineman, able to disrupt the pass play. Elder, they didn't make any adjustments at halftime. I mean, you would think after the way that it seemed like Kamak was going, but there were no adjustments. It was just stick to the game plan.
3rd and 7 for Bishop Chatard at their own 24. I formation for the Trojans. And they'll hand it Kamak. Up the middle he goes, plowing his way through traffic, but he's going to be stopped at the 30, which is a yard or two shy of the first down. And 4th down for head coach Vince Lorenzano. And he'll send out the punting unit.
And don't forget, Kamak is their punter, so that still gives, if they are going to punt, I mean, there's always that opportunity for a fake in this situation. So you have to be honest as the Elder defense, depending on what they do, but I think they're going to come out and go for it.
They are going for it. Wishbone on 4th and 1 from the 30. They toss it to Kamak. Kamak, and he's got the first down. So Lorenzano puts all the chips in the middle of the table, and it pays off as they pick up 3 yards on 4th and 1 from their own 30. New set of 4 for the Trojans.
At this point in the game, in a situation like that, John, with a back like Kamak, I would think you would have to go for it on those short yardage situations. Only about a little over 3 minutes left.
1st and 10 for the Trojans at their own 33. I formation once again. Sam Gleaves at quarterback. Pump fakes, throws deep, near side, one-on-one, and it's caught. Oh, what a grab! Down the sideline to the 30-yard line. Brian Ball all the way to the Elder 27 with a flag down, a gain of 40. What a throw.
The 2 flags are defensive holding against the Panthers on the same receiver that caught the football. He's being held 10 yards downfield and was able to come up with the catch.
Beautiful throw over the shoulder grab. And a big play for the Trojans to give them new life with 3:11 to go, 3rd quarter, trailing 20-7. They get a 40-yarder. Gleaves to Ball.
Michael Bailey was in coverage on that play for the Panthers.
Fresh set of 4. Under 3 minutes to go.
3rd quarter.
3rd quarter. Thank you. I was setting you up there, Sean.
Sure.
Wishbone formation again. Gleaves under center. And again, a toss to Kamak with the cavalry in front, and he's cut down after a yard or 2 gain. Joe Schwarr on the stop. Thomas Ottenreeb off the pile. Kyle Orloff. And Johnny Lammers. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for Bishop Chatard at the 26. 3rd straight week that Elder has played a team from outside the greater Cincinnati area. Team from St. Louis 2 weeks ago, and Lakewood St. Edwards, and now Indianapolis Bishop Chatard. 2nd and 9 from the Elder 26. Double tight, I formation, counter play, Kamak, and he takes on Lammers in the hole, runs over him, but Lammers stops him at the 20. Actually, that was not Lammers. That was Nick Taylor, and he got his bell rung on that play.
Yeah, and they're gonna bring Taylor out and run Jake Luby onto the field. He was a little slow to get up, so better safe than sorry in this situation, as we've seen so far this year with the Panthers and how injuries have been going.
90 seconds to go, third quarter.
Timeout for the Trojans, John.
And a timeout indeed. 20-7 Elder. 1:31 left, third quarter. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Your electric bill these days can be pretty shocking. And trying to fix an electrical problem by yourself can be even more shocking. The way to solve both problems is by calling Cooper Electric. Cooper's been serving...
We are still running as normal, so I will give you count. We are on the internet. We are working on the AM signal from Sacred Heart Radio. We are having technical issues, and we are going to try to get it fixed ASAP.
I think it might be the mice rat.
5 seconds.
271-5000. 271-5000.
Welcome back to the pit. With 1:31 to go, third quarter. Elder leads Bishop Chatard 20-7, and the Trojans with a 3rd and 3 at the Elder 21. Split backfield. Gleaves under center. They'll toss it near side, and dragged down from behind is Stan Jackson. Tony Mazza, beautifully done on the backside, racing to get Jackson in the backfield for a loss.
Now their field goal kicker, of course, can kick easily from this far. John, he missed one earlier tonight, and Chase Stedler, I mean, he's capable of making this. This might be the time to kick that field goal and come within 10.
Well, it looks like Vince Lorenzano has heeded your advice, Sean. You're 2 for 2.
And don't forget, though, the very first one wouldn't have cleared the uprights if it was from 6 feet away. It would have been underneath the crossbar, so hopefully he gets a better kickoff here.
38-yard kick for Chase Sadler. And this one, much better kick, and angling right to left, and he drops it in. It's good. So with 39 seconds to go, third quarter, Chase Sadler drills one from 38 yards out. It's 20-10 Elder. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
When shopping for a new or used car, Jake Sweeney Mazda West at 2301 Ferguson Avenue across from Walmart is your West Side Mazda dealer. You'll find an excellent selection with over 300 new Mazdas in stock. And Jake Sweeney Mazda West has over 1,000 certified used cars of all makes and models with 7-year or 100,000-mile limited warranties. Jake Sweeney Mazda West is a hometown West Side dealer. And make sure you tell the salesman you heard this on Elder Radio. Jake,
5 seconds.
699-4909 or at MazdaWest.com.
Along with Craig Bengal, Phil Bengal, and Sean O'Connor, I'm John Kirtley, the Prep Sports Radio Network. McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week, presented by the Holy Grail and Cincinnati Sports Medicine, live on the air, 7:40 a.m. at 89.5 FM, Sacred Heart Radio, and around the world tonight on ehsports.com. I understand we're still having technical difficulties on Sacred Heart Radio, so
on the 7:40 a.m.
Yes.
On the FM, it's still up and going.
Good. So hopefully everyone has found a new home if you were listening on 7:40 a.m. The 38-yard field goal by Chase Sadler of Bishop Chatard has made it a 10-point game. Elder leading Bishop Chatard 20-10. A third quarter that's only seen 2 possessions. Elder kept the ball for 6.5 minutes, and Bishop Chatard kept it for almost as long. Johnny Lammers will return the kickoff at the 3-yard line at the 20. Breaks a tackle, still on his feet at the 30. And down he goes. Nice run by Lammers. 1st and 10 Elder at the 30-yard line. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Tonight's game is brought to you by RelaxChalet.com. The prime fall color season in Gatlinburg is almost here. Go to RelaxChalet.com to book your fall getaway now. There are still great dates left, but they fill up fast. Visit RelaxChalet.com to check availability. That's RelaxChalet.com.
Run up that hill, Phil. Down there at that chalet. It's a big one.
1st and 10, Elder at the 30. Wildcat formation for Chris Schwar. Moving left to right. Tanner Ramsey blocking for him. And Schwar up the gut. Into the 9-car pile. Up he goes. Picks up maybe a yard or 2. I'd say 2 yards in a cloud of dust, but that's very old-fashioned these days. No more dirt on these fields. The pit
cloud
with the
rubber parts.
Rubber gym shoes.
And Tommy Kramer on that play to come off. He lost his helmet. No injury there. He just had to come off with the equipment issue. I think that's Peter Foles unlogging who's going to go in and play that position for this one play.
That'll be the end of the quarter, John.
It is, well, let's see, 12 seconds left, and that is going to be it for the third quarter. Final stanza from the pit. We got a good one. Elder leads Bishop Chatard 20-10. Back with the final action from the pit right here on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Portions of tonight's Elder Game are sponsored by financial advisors Adam Schuster, Ted Lucien, and Matthew Smith of the Lucien Schuster team at Morgan Stanley Smith Barney in Cincinnati, offering wealth management planning for their clients. Elder grad Adam Schuster, a certified financial planner practitioner with Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, is currently scheduling wealth management consultations at 513-562-8304. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
When shopping for a new or used car, Jake Sweeney Mazda West at 2301 Ferguson Avenue across from Walmart is your West Side Mazda dealer. You'll find an excellent selection of over 300 new Mazdas in stock. And Jake Sweeney Mazda West has over 1,000 certified used cars of all makes and models with 7-year or 100,000-mile limited warranties. Jake Sweeney Mazda West is a hometown West Side dealer, and make sure you tell your salesman you heard this on Elder Radio. Jake Sweeney Mazda West, 699-4909, or at MazdaWest.com.
Hi, I'm Brian Patrick. Enjoy the game.
Bill Helmer promo, and then back to you.
Radio for the Sunrise Morning Show. Monday morning, Matt and I will have interesting interviews, news, weather, and traffic, all the information you need to start your day a better way. The Sunrise Morning Show on Sacred Heart Radio.
This is Bill Hemmer, Fox News Channel, Elder Class of 83. No one forgets their first time in the pit, and neither do I. And today, with technology,
don't say that.
Elder football game, no matter where in the world the news takes me. The Prep.
5 seconds.
Welcome back to the pit at the start of the fourth quarter. Elder leading Bishop Chatard 20-10 on the first snap of the fourth quarter. Peyton Ramsey hits Austin Cipriani for a 10-yard gain to the Elder 42. It's a first down, and the Panthers are in business with a 10-point lead approaching midfield. Moving right to left across your radio dial. The snap to Peyton Ramsey. He'll hand it to Chris Schwar, and Schwar dives over the pile, but nowhere to run. Picks up maybe a yard. Prep Sports Radio has been broadcasting Elder games for 24 years, and McCluskey Chevrolet has been the presenting sponsor from the beginning. When looking for a new car, visit McCluskey Chevrolet in the Kings Auto Mall. Until Walt and Mike Kelsey, thanks. McCluskey Chevrolet, 513-761-1111. Not only say hi to Walt and Mike Kelsey, but say hi to my man, fellow NKU alum, Paul Cluxton. 93 consecutive free throws. Didn't miss his senior year. Back to throw, Peyton Ramsey. Loads up on 2nd and 9. Has a man. Now he'll run left. Now he'll throw deep near sideline over the head of the intended receiver. Nick Hall, it's 3rd and long.
That was a nice scramble play there by Peyton Ramsey, who looked staying confident in the pocket, and then made a little bit of a connection with Nick Hall to go run a deeper route as he was trying to come back to the football, but he was almost running against the sideline, so that ball, even if it would have been placed right, probably would have been out of bounds on the catch. But a heady play there by Ramsey.
And it's just experience there. This is more not having any experience of how to read that quarterback is what the situation was there.
11:01 to go, fourth quarter. Elder leads 20-10. They have a 3rd and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Peyton Ramsey in the gun, 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. 3-man line for the Trojans. Back to throw Ramsey, 4-man rush. In trouble, sacked. Back at the 32-yard line, coming through is Charlie Sexauer. And Elder will have to punt. And we welcome all those back listening on 740 AM, Sacred Heart Radio. Technical difficulties knocked us off the air for a little bit.
There's a Cincinnati Bell switching error over on the west side.
There we go.
Yeah.
Tony Mazza will punt. The Trojans with a little bit of momentum here. Down 20-7, now 20-10, getting the ball back. Punt is away, bounces at the Trojan 35, takes an Elder roll inside the 30, and down at the 29-yard line. So with 10:27 to go, it's a 10-point game, and the Trojans back on the attack. A reminder, folks, stay tuned after the game for Prep Sports Radio Game Night, live from La Rosa's on Boudreaux. Stop in and take it in person, or stay tuned on Sacred Heart Radio for Prep Sports Radio Game Night live from La Rosa's on Boudreaux. Phil Bengal, Sean O'Connor, and John Kirtley with you from the pit. Beautiful night for football on the west side tonight. Sam Gleaves under center. I formation. They'll toss it to Alex Kamak. He cuts it back against the grain. He's got some room at the 40, and an ankle tackle saved a big gainer there. Tony Mazza and Johnny Lammers got him on the turf. A 9-yard run for Kamak, maybe 10. And it looks like they're going to give him a first down on that.
Yeah, the Panthers are needing to not only have the clock run, but to eliminate big yardage gains, and that's exactly what happened. You can let them chip away 2-3 yards at a time, but this is a critical situation in this game. If the Trojans are able to take it down and put it in the end zone, it's a lot closer.
10 minutes to go. 1st and 10. I formation at the 40-yard line for Bishop Chatard. They'll snap it on their side of the field. Gleaves to throw. Has a man on a crossing route at the 50, and away he goes! Brian Ball down the sideline at the 20, at the 15, cuts it to the middle of the field, fumbles the football, loses a helmet, recovers at the 15-yard line.
Ran into his own play.
Wow!
I've never seen that.
Henry Hill
live
saved the touchdown for Elder there. Ball was trying to cut it back across the middle of the field, running down the left side. Michael Bailey was in pursuit, but he did not know, Ball did not know that number 90 was coming down at Henry Hill. He was trying to help him make blocks. He just came across, lost his helmet.
Lost a lot.
It's a 46-yard gain on a crossing route. Brian Ball on a bolt of lightning. Boy, did he turn on the Jets there. Scoring position now for the Trojans. Kamak takes the toss off left tackle, gets to the Elder 10.
Johnny Lammers, Kyle Orloff make the play there for the Panther defense. Mind you, just checking up and looking at the board. Now, Chatard has 2 timeouts, so they've burned one up this half. So they got 2 coming in trying to make up 10 points. Right now they look like they're in pretty good shape to score quickly here, unless the Elder defense can force them to make that tough decision whether they're going to have to go on a 4th down or kick.
2nd and 4 at the 9-yard line. They'll snap it, hand to Kamak, toss to Kamak, and he's undercut and stood up and dropped. It'd be better to say who was not in on the tackle there, because there was about 7 Panthers who got a piece of Kamak to stop him for no gain or bring up a 3rd and 4 at the 9-yard line.
8:40 left in the game.
20 to 10. 20 to 10 Elder with the 10-point lead over Chatard.
Like I said, guys, before this series started, they had to stop him from making those big gains and stop him from scoring quickly.
3rd and 3 at the 8. Gleaves under center, wishbone formation, and play fake. Gleaves throws, end zone, incomplete. Looking for his tight end out of the backfield, Kevin O'Hara, and it brings up 4th down, and they will attempt a field goal. This would make it a 1-score game. It will be Chase Sadler, who was good from 38, also missed from 42. This one will be from 25, middle of the hash marks.
I would be heads up for a little trickery here, Phil.
Trickeration.
Yep.
They will spot the ball right at the 15-yard line, a little inside the left hash mark here. 25-yard attempt for Sadler. Snap is good, hold is good. Kick is good, and we have a 1-score game with 8:09 to go in regulation. Elder 20 and Bishop Chatard 13. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Bill Cunningham.
One spot here. We are back on the AM.
Use Robert Jones Plumbing for my personal and business needs, and you should too. 513-353-2230. That's 513-353-2230. Or visit them on the web at robertjonesplumbing.com. Robert Jones Plumbing, complete plumbing services. I use
5 seconds.
Plumbing, the best in the business. Your complete plumbing contractor is Robert Jones Plumbing.
Welcome back to the pit, along with Craig Bengal, Phil Bengal, and Sean O'Connor. I'm John Kirtley, the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week on the Prep Sports Radio Network. And Chase Sadler, 25-yard field goal, has brought the Trojans of Indianapolis Bishop Chatard to within 7. It's 20-13 after Elder got on. After out of the locker room, Elder got itself a 13-point lead at 20-7, but 10 unanswered by the Trojans. 6 unanswered, 2 field goals. My math will get there eventually. So the Panthers with some work to do to put this one away. And Hannon boots it away for the Trojans, and this is going to be Orloff at the 4-yard line, right up the middle with some blocks, a little bit of room at the 25, still on his feet, and he's finally brought down at the 31-yard line. Nice return by Orloff.
Absolutely, did a wonderful job, Phil, coming up the field and making his way, zigzagging through the defenders coming after him, and he was really one more block away from breaking that even bigger.
And even 8 minutes left in regulation. And Chris Schwartz has been quiet tonight for the most part, guys.
Yeah, this is where he wins a football game for you in the fourth quarter, able to establish that run and chew up the clock.
Peyton Ramsey will be in the gun with Shore behind him. Play fake, they're going to throw it. And open is Cipriani again at the 38. Shakes a tackler, loose at the 45-yard line. A 14-yard gain, another hit by Peyton Ramsey. He is slow to get up, but a beautifully thrown ball, and Austin Cipriani's career night continues.
They got to keep this clock running. They keep this clock running, keep it moving, try to force Chatard to use their 2 timeouts. And when Coach James, I know you kind of hear him over the mic, he's a loud, animated guy. If you've ever been around him, he's just trying to rally the defense, letting them know that this game is far from over. They're probably going to be called on again, so they got to stay in the game.
It's awful quiet.
I want to knock on wood before I even say this, but Peyton Ramsey's trying to get through his first game of the year without a turnover. He's turned it over 4 times in 4 games, at least 4 times in 4 games, and now we have a penalty flag.
What this is all about here, the delay a game? Is the back judge that made the, yeah, it is.
It is a delay a game. 1st and 10. That was going to be a direct snap to Chris Schwartz. And the 5-yard penalty backs Elder up to their own 39-yard line with 7:24 to go. Elder leads 20-13.
Yeah, that's not that big of an issue there. Turning that back 5 yards, John. It does open up a little bit of, there you go. It brings in the receivers now, so you're going to go 2 receivers on one side probably here.
1st and 15. They'll send 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right with Shore in the backfield next to Ramsey. Ramsey will throw again. He'll roll left, has a man open, but didn't throw it. Now he's in trouble. He'll try to run and runs out of bounds for a loss of 3. Falaci was open on the play, but Ramsey did not pull the trigger. Ends up being a sack. Be 2nd and 17 for Elder.
That's a little bit of an experience there, Phil, of stay in bounds, let the clock run.
Right, and Falaci was open. He just had to pull the trigger earlier. I think what he was looking at and not thinking of just making the pass. He was looking at the second-level receiver, seeing if he was going to get open, but by the time he had checked him off, Falaci was already covered.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, he would have thrown that pass.
2nd and 17 for Elder at its own 38-yard line. And Ramsey will run it himself. Turns upfield at the 40 and dives. It looked like it might be a shovel pass or some sort of play, and Ramsey just kind of ran it off to the right. It picks up 3, brings up 3rd and 14.
Well, one of the big things I remember watching a film and Coach Ramsey said that Peyton Ramsey's got to learn to dive, to give himself up instead of trying to take hits on, because early on in the season, if you watch him when he ran, he was constantly taking guys on at the shoulder pad level. That's a big step up from last year freshman to big varsity players. So that was a smart play to keep yourself healthy and be able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The contingent that's made the drive down I-74 from Indianapolis supporting the Trojans of Bishop Chatard on its feet on 3rd and 15 for Elder at its own 40. Peyton Ramsey to throw. Near side, oh, and it's knocked away by Cipriani. Would have been intercepted. Cipriani played defensive back on that play. And it's incomplete. So on a drive where Elder, you would have thought, would try to run some clock, goes to the air mostly and ends up having to punt. 6:25 left, and the Trojans will get the ball back with a chance to tie the game.
Yeah, 1 minute and 30 seconds off the clock for the Panthers on that series.
And Tony Mazzel will boot it away, and it's Brian Ball on the return at the 25 and dragged down at the 29-yard line. So the Bishop Chatard Trojans down 20-7 in the 3rd quarter with 6:16 left in regulation. They now have a chance to take the lead. 1st and 10 at its own 29-yard line.
Wasn't this tornado week last year, John? We were up in Indy. Is that right?
That was the thunderstorm and the delay, about a 2.5-hour delay. Yep. Game. Well, actually, they suspended the game
and played on Saturday.
Yeah, played it on Saturday. Kamak will take the handoff on 1st and 10 across the 30, and Mazza tried to rip it out of there at the 32-yard line. It's a 3-yard gain, makes it 2nd and 7.
So 6 minutes on the clock, rolling. Chatard's got 2 timeouts. Panthers have 1 timeout remaining in the game here. The defense has to get a stop on this possession. They can't let them get their big plays because it seems like right now Chatard has been nothing but a big play offense.
Sam Gleaves under center, I formation. Alex Kamak dotting the I. Two tight end set. Gleaves, play action fake, wants to throw long. Pumps once, he's in trouble, and he is sacked at the 26-yard line. Tony Mazza, the first guy to hit him. Joe Schwar and Ryan Furness also there. Once he pumped and didn't throw it, he was in deep trouble, a loss of 6.
As you look downfield, the Panthers defensive backs had everybody covered, and he thought he could pump and maybe tuck it and run, but that pocket was already collapsing, and the defensive line, plus with the help of Furness and Mazza, made an excellent play. So this is a critical 3rd down for not only the Panther defense, but also for the Chatard offense here if they want something to happen.
5 minutes left. Elder leads by 7. Bishop Chatard, 3rd and 13 at its own 26. Sam Gleaves under center. The Elder faithful on their feet in full roar. 5-step drop. Gleaves to throw. Throws deep. Near side. One-on-one. Incomplete. Brian Ball one-on-one on the near sideline with Nick Taylor. It's incomplete. 4th down.
4th down. 13 to go. 4:44.
Back deep is Austin Cipriani to receive this punt. Stay tuned after the game for our Cooper Electric Elder Panther star of the game. Cipriani standing as 39. Low snap, but they get it off. And a booming punt angling right to left. But Cipriani with a chance to return it at the 40. To the outside. Nowhere to run at the 45, and down he goes. It's a net punt of 29 yards with 4:33 left in the 4th quarter. Elder leads 20-13. They have a 1st and 10 at their own 45. Now let's see if they turn it over to Chris Schwar to try to chew this game up.
It's a nice series by Elder's defense there. Come up with a big sack and then great coverage there on that last play, forcing the ball to be overthrown. And now they put it back into the offensive hands. You got to figure Chatard is going to have to watch the clock, probably burn those 2 timeouts if they expect to try to get back on the field. But the first thing they got to do is stop Elder's offense.
4:33 to go. Ramsey in the shotgun. Schwar behind him. And they'll throw it again. Ramsey looks near sideline. Cipriani got it at the 48 of Bishop Chatard. And a penalty flag flies. Late hit out of bounds. Big throw, 8-yard gain. Add another 15 on the late hit. And Peyton Ramsey growing up before our very eyes. A big-time throw for the sophomore, and Cipriani's big game continues.
Yeah, it didn't look like that pass was going to get there, Phil, but by the time it did, he almost overthrew him.
Yeah, Cipriani went up and made a great catch, and then gets tackled, and it wasn't so much of necessarily a dirty late hit, it was a stupid one. He tackled him after he's out of bounds, didn't even bring Cipriani down on the play, so it wasn't even so much a hard hit, it was just a mental error, which really, at this point, if Elder's able to get something out of this, even if it's just a field goal, you'd have to think this ends the night for Chatard here if they can run a little clock.
So that brings the ball to the Chatard 29-yard line, not the play they needed. And it's Peyton Ramsey in the gun. And they'll hand to Schwar off left tackle. A little bit of room, not much, to the 27. It's a gain of 2 for Schwar.
You really see it on this level, Phil, more than you do in the professional level. And that is, when you stretch out that field, how much it really opens up the running game. And in this case, tonight, the running game is opening the passing game as well.
Right. It is Chatard, I think, the game plan coming in, and I think, John, you would agree, it was just kind of load the box up. And it worked for about first couple of plays, but then after that, Elder up the passing game, and they had to be a little bit more honest with them.
All right, Elder will send 3 receivers right, 1 to the left, 3:48 left. Elder with a 2nd down and 7 at the Trojan 27. And it's a play fake. No, Ramsey's going to run out of the quarterback draw. He's got the first down to the 18-yard line. Gain of 9 for Peyton Ramsey. Boy, the kid has just been on fire tonight, Phil.
Yeah, and like you said, other games he made some mistakes tonight. He has made his fair share of poor reads, but done a nice job of really attacking, being smart, starting to follow the right guys, and I think that's a confidence thing. It just continues to build every game.
Pulling out the foreigner there. The kid is hot tonight.
That's a little before my time. 3:20 to go, fourth quarter. First down and 10 for Elder at the Trojan 18. They lead 20-13, trying to put this one away. Shore direct snap, nowhere to go. And Shore still not looking at 100%. Let's see, we have a whistle and a timeout taken by Bishop Chatard. 3:08 left in this one. Elder leads by 7. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
The search
32nd here, guys.
from home to cheer on your favorite team is Holy Grail. West on Ebenezer Road or the Banks next door to Great American Ballpark. See every play in high def. The Holy Grail.
ID, back to you.
Your search is over.
This is Sacred Heart Catholic Radio. 740 WNOP Newport, 89.5 WNOP FM for sales, 89.5 WHSS Hamilton online.
5 seconds.
SacredHeartRadio.com.
Welcome back to the pit along with Craig Bengal, Phil Bengal, and Sean O'Connor. I'm John Kirtley. 3:08 left in this one, hopefully. Elder leading 20-13 over Bishop Chatard. Stay tuned after the game. We'll get an interview with the head coach of the Elder Panthers, Doug Ramsey. Craig Bengal will track down Coach Ramsey after the game. And the name of the game tonight has been number 12, Peyton Ramsey, and his favorite target, Austin Cipriani. The two have controlled the game. Cipriani in double digits in catches, and Ramsey has made big throw after big throw. And the last few have put Elder in scoring position. Ramsey on an empty backfield, running himself. He's got a block and some room at the 10. Down to the 9-yard line. It's a gain of 9 for Ramsey. And there is some chippiness down there, Phil.
Well, really just spreading the field out at this point, and then, what looks like a big old pass play, and then forcing Chatard to take another timeout. Elder's just running the clock.
We'll do the same with 2:52 to left. It's 3rd and 1 for Elder at the Chatard 9. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Skyline.
One spot here.
After a game is a tradition that spans generations. And Skyline Chili, like Elder, has its roots in Price Hill. The Lambrinides family carries on this tradition with Skyline Chili restaurants in Delhi, Harrison Avenue in Dent, and Glenway Avenue. So put on your purple and enjoy that delicious Skyline Chili.
Down 4-1.
It's always
5 seconds.
At last it's Skyline time.
3rd down and 1 for Elder at the Bishop Chatard 9-yard line. 2:52 left, fourth quarter. Elder leads 20-13. Before we get too far, we want to thank our man Kevin Kenny back in the studios of Sacred Heart Radio for manning the battle station tonight. Kevin working overtime with our signal going off the air at 7:40 a.m. Elder with 3rd and 1. And he'll hand to Shore, and Shore has the first down to the 6-yard line. Forward progress is stopped. And Elder really trying to salt this one away. I don't think Chatard has any timeouts left, so the Panthers in really good shape with 2:45 to go. The clock has stopped on the first down, but will restart momentarily. Elder with a 1st and goal at the 6. Next week we'll be on the air at a regular time, 7 o'clock for the Elder Spirit Store pregame show. 7:30 kickoff. Elder and St. Xavier from St. Xavier High School.
Balaban Stadium.
Balaban Field. 1st down and goal at the 6. It's Shore up the middle. We have a penalty flag flies, and Shore is stacked up behind the line for a loss of 1 on the play.
I would assume it's defensive offsides, but false start.
False start or illegal formation on Elder. So 2:15 left. Elder have 1st and goal at the 11.
Coach, another one of the many times, as a coach, it gets frustrating, with players. You're trying to run clock, trying to do the right stuff. Somebody lines up wrong. He runs out, and it's one of your veteran guys that's been doing it week in and week out the right way, and just makes a little mistake there. Doesn't necessarily end your day. It's not, but it's still something you want to try to play perfect football. And that's how next week, like you're talking about, John, that's how those games in the GCL South are won, is making the least mistakes.
2nd and goal. Check that. 1st and goal for Elder at the 11. 2:03 to go. Elder leads 20-13. Chris Shore Wildcat formation. There's at least 9 offensive linemen here. And Shore, up the middle he goes, grabbed by the ankles and falls forward to the 10. And the clock will tick. No timeouts for Bishop Chatard.
And we're sitting down on second down here. I think Elder's going to be able to run some clock with about 1:34 to go in the late put-in of the play clock. At 25 seconds, so Elder's going to be able to work this here and bringing that big old line out, bringing the receivers back in. So going to spread it again.
1:20 left. Second and goal, Elder at the 10. 20-13. Panthers trying for the kill shot here. Ramsey, quarterback draw, through a tackle, cuts it back. Down he goes at the 7-yard line.
The helmet comes off there.
It's third and goal at the 7. And
that's Ramsey's helmet, John, and that means he's got to come off the game.
No, and Ramsey wanted a face mask, didn't get it, but this game is, unless there's a turnover, Nick Peters is checking in.
No, he has to. The helmet comes off.
Right.
Well, but Joshua Flake Jackson's been this is the first time we've seen Nick Peters since his injury. He was throwing on the sideline at halftime, so that's a very encouraging sight just to be able to see Nick Peters get back out on the field after that early injury this season.
40 seconds on the clock and running.
Third and goal at the 8 for Elder. And Peters takes a snap, bobbles it. They'll hand it to Schwarr. Down he goes at the 10. And with 28 seconds left, not sure Elder needs to snap the ball again.
No, they will not.
That's it.
That's the ball game.
So Elder's able to salt this one away. Final score tonight, Elder 20, Bishop Chatard 13. The Panthers win 4 of their first 5 in this 2013 campaign. And in their first half in good position as they take on St. Xavier. Next week we'll keep it right here as Craig Bengal tries to catch up with the head coach of the Elder Panthers, Doug Ramsey. A Chris Schwarr touchdown run and an Austin Cipriani touchdown catch were the big scores for Elder tonight, and 2 long field goals by Matt Murray. And Craig Bengal stalking Doug Ramsey. Let's see if he can get to the coach. And here we go. Craig Bengal with head coach Doug Ramsey. Take it away, Craig.
Coach, your defense tonight held Alex Quebec below his season average and were all over senior quarterback Gleaves from Bishop Chatard. What does that say about your defense?
What it says is at times we played really well. There's a couple of series I thought we got a little flat. We didn't play as physical as we normally did, and they took advantage of it. For the most part, I thought they played really well, but we can't have those lapses, you know what I mean, where we let them go 80 yards in 2 minutes when we take a 10-0 lead. But overall, I thought the defense played well.
Coach, how big of a win was this for your team?
Huge. You know, we took a pretty good whooping last week, and we're a banged-up football team. You know, we're beat up. But you know, to play Chatard team, they'll probably win the rest of their games. Hell, they're probably going to win the state championship again. You know, so that's big to get back on track. You know, we're at 4-1 right now. You know, if you just said to me 4-1 at the halfway point, especially when you say Chris Shore missed the game, that you don't have Andrew Sportsman anymore, that Nick Peters was hurt for a couple of games, I'd say, well, I don't know. If we could do that, I'd be really happy. So to be 4-1 right now, I think we're in pretty good shape.
And Coach, you have to feel good about that you haven't seen any major injuries today.
No, we did not. We got a little banged up, I think, but I think no one's going to miss any playing time.
Okay, thanks, Coach, and good luck in the rest of the season, and good luck against St. Axe. That was Elder Coach Doug Ramsey on his win over Bishop Chatard 20-13. Now back up to the booth.
All right, Craig, good job as always, and Elder brings this one home 20-13. If you liked fireworks, probably not the game for you. Elder, at the end of the game, was able to salt it away, and I think Phil Bengal, you know, they were trying to decoy Chris Shore a little bit. He's obviously not at 100%, but Peyton Ramsey tonight was the story, both throwing and running in downs where throwing might not have been the optimal play call, but he got the job done.
Well, it shows that the offense is not like a lot of people have been saying. They got one facet to the offense, and it's Shore. And they have a passing game, and they're opening it up, and you got to adapt. I mean, you're used to, you think Sportsman's going to be the guy, go downfield, he gets hurt, so you got to change your passing scheme. It might not be the get down the field, might be using Cipriani and using Pike to get into the flats or just get a drag across the middle, and occasionally you might catch Hall down the field. But tonight, I think we saw an offense that is ready to make some strides next week against tough St. X defense. They're going to be tough. They're going to present a challenge that I don't think any of the defenses they've seen. They always are well coached and seem to always know exactly what the Elder's going to do. And I think Elder's going to have a big task this week of getting prepared mentally and physically to go out there to St. X and hopefully come home with a victory.
We'll take a timeout. Be back with our Cooper Electric Elder Panthers star of the game. An Elder win tonight, 20-13 over Bishop Chatard of Indianapolis. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
The latest and greatest designs in Elder Spirit wear can be found at the Elder Spirit Store, located at the Donahoe Center in the front of the pit. Purple and white is always in fashion at the Spirit Store. Great-looking jackets, sweatshirts, and polo shirts are just half the story. Unique gifts from jewelry to backpacks, seat cushions to wall decals. Best of all, the proceeds benefit the men of Elder. The Spirit Store is open school days from 10:30 to 1 p.m. Tuesday evenings now through Christmas from 6 to 8 p.m. And of course on game days. The Elder Spirit Store on the Elder campus.
Your electric bill these days can be pretty shocking. And trying to fix an electrical problem by yourself can be even more shocking. The way to solve both problems is by calling Cooper Electric. Cooper has been serving Greater Cincinnati's electrical needs for over 64 years. They're licensed pros with years of on-the-job experience. Cooper Electric will save you money by wiring or rewiring your home more efficiently and installing devices to conserve electricity. When you call,
Hey, you guys can't forget that butt slide, though.
a person will answer your call 24/7, 365. 513-271-5000. 271-5000.
Wardway Fuels has been your reliable Westside home fuel oil and propane supplier for over...
I got one more spot here and then start of the game.
Sell and service great grills like Weber, Duquesne, Broilmaster, and others. They offer complete pool supplies and expert service, and with cooler weather on the way, it's time to consider an outdoor fireplace. And they service and sell indoor gas fireplaces and accessories as well. Wardway Fuels is located at Glenway and Bridgetown Roads. Their number is 574-0.